Come on in, guys. Come on in. We have a lot. Whew, we got a lot to talk about. Um, I was contacted today by a program director from CBS, and the rabbit hole is even deeper. As you all probably have noticed, um, I put those stories up on Instagram. That was probably about 5:15 this morning. The amount of people that I tagged in that story was wild. The amount of people that have seen, that are now privy or trying to investigate what's going on is wild. So we're going to talk about it. Let me set up my live here on TikTok because I might as well go on TikTok too. And let's figure this out because we are behind the 8 ball. We're behind. So I got something to show y'all. Okay, share the live, click like, get more people in here so that we can talk. Please share the live. All my Twitter people, please, guys, y'all the ones. Some Twitter people, I had to delete my Twitter because it got so toxic. My Twitter, I think I have a name. I think I have a Twitter page just for my namesake. So when nobody take my name, but Twitter was too toxic, Twitter was too toxic. So please share on Twitter for those of you who were doing that. Please, so that we can get this live started. Where do we begin? Crazy stuff is going on. So you guys are sharing the petition, sharing the live stream, sharing, clipping it and resharing on your page. I appreciate all of that. At this point, with us being behind the 8 ball, it is not about arguing over nicknames. It is not about any of that because what I'm about to show you, I think the rabbit hole is deeper, way deeper than the Essence Fest. I think we're behind the 8 ball for sure. I was contacted by a program director today based on one of you sharing the links. They found my videos from last week and they were looking in the chat. They were looking in, to see what the consensus was, to make sure that I wasn't the only one who did not know about this whole African diaspora, African Union thing. And lo and behold, the black guy who contacted me, he's a program director. He said when he got into the office on Monday morning, he contacted another program director who was white. And what they were discussing, they're trying to make sure that this is a story that hasn't been covered so they can, I guess, break it. What he noticed was that the reparations conversation started in 2020 as it relates to the 65 billion that went out. That started in 2020. So the bill that I read the other day when I was reading out those numbers on, was that Friday? There is at least 2 more that goes with that. And why this is important is because the other one that led to all of this was reparations for us, right? And it happened as Trump was releasing the contract with Black America. So the program director, how he was telling it to me was they wasn't aware of this council and this all of this money that was dispersed. And if they were made aware, they would have used that in the media because they kind of side with the Democratic side. But at the time, you know, the media was talking about reparations. The media did pick up Trump's when Ice Cube and all of them was trying to meet with Trump and the Democrats about the contract with Black America, and then Trump released the Platinum Plan. Y'all remember all of that, right? And then it looked like the Democrats didn't do nothing for us, right? But they did. But the Africans got the money. And this is all I'm learning this today. I'm today's years old, right? So we're essentially, our identity has essentially been just taken. And while we said it was about 70 or 80 billion, because that's what we counted the other night, please click like, click some hearts, get some people in here, because we're already behind the 8 ball. While we were figuring out the amount of money that went out, and we noticed that none was dispersed to us, they only put 1,200 aviation jobs, right, to build those Ethiopian airplanes. That, I don't even think that went to us. So I'm about to share my screen and share this rabbit hole. And we've got to get organized. Like tonight. Because Umfufu Nim across the water, they have been planning this for a while. This started during the Obama administration. And I'm going to show you that tonight. This has spanned 3 administrations. Obama, Trump, Biden, and then Trump just rescinded it. Just. Let's go through some stuff. Hey, TikTok, please continue to share. Well, somebody in the chat, okay, see, this is a think tank. Somebody in the chat said it started during the Bush administration. Here's what happened. The Africans started it in 2002, which would be the Bush administration. But the actual plans of it, the Geneva conference, the world, the Department of State, they didn't come in until the Obama administration. So it took them years to plan it. We're finding it out in 2025. So yeah, you're right. It did start in the Bush administration. Technically in 2002. Then in 2012, baby, they turned up the heat. They did a full switcheroo. So the first thing I'm going to show y'all, please click like, please share the live. I don't know who said, somebody said the Democrats sold us out. It goes back even deeper than that. I need some military people in here. I'm about to read something from the Geneva conference, and I want y'all to keep in mind that with this huge amount of billions of dollars that was dispersed to these full Africans, I'm very emotional, and I haven't had much sleep, and I'm very pissed off because we worked really hard, timeless hours, pulling out these old files, pulling out these documents, building up systems, building websites for people to search, all this stuff. And it seems like, to me, was it in vain? Was it in vain if all of that has went to the Africans? Now, the first video I'm going to show you guys, I put a piece of it in my stories, but it's important that I show y'all where the video is. The video only got like 7,000 views on it. And this is the video of them being sworn in. I'm just going to play a piece of it. Being sworn in by Kamala, all the heads, you know, the Department of State, all of them. And the things that they said in order to justify swearing this group of people in who look to be random people, right? No, these are the same people that have been, they was passed down from the other council, from the Obama administration, sworn in again, and then sworn in again. And that's why the lady, the chairman of Pfizer, she's been on 2 of these boards. And you saw that L. Tammany person, he was on the board with, that was involved in the Obama administration. And then he was on the one with the Biden administration. So they have been just switching this group around and around and keep swearing them in like they somebody new. And on this board, they finally put Viola Davis on the board. Although she wasn't at the swearing ceremony, they called out her name, and I did see her on the paper. The only thing with Viola Davis is her charity does not give to Africa at all. It's specifically for Black Americans. It's specifically for Black American kids. So she wasn't at the ceremony. And with no money being dispersed inside of America, that means her organization didn't get any of the funds. So they just had her on there to make it look as if this was for us. Listen to this. Let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all this. Because I am tripped out about this. This young lady's name is, and y'all need to tag her on Twitter because she need to get she need to get smoked. I'm sorry. Hold on. She need to get smoked at this point. I'm tired of people. I'm tired. 1 second. Let me minimize this window. I want to make sure y'all can see her name. Her name is Denise Laurent-Mantey. DENICE LAURENTMANTEY Mantey. And she is Ghanaian. She's Ghanaian. Y'all can see my screen. She's Ghanaian. I want to make sure y'all can see my screen. Oh, sorry. Y'all can see my screen? Yes, peace to all the unpackers or war. We at one for sure. Okay, let's play Miss Ma'am. Let's play Miss Thing. She is the president over it all. She was the president over that last big disbursement of about $80 billion that went out. Okay.
And I serve as the executive director of this advisory council engagement in the United States. My name is Denise Laurent-Mantey, and I serve as the executive director of this advisory council. The establishment of this council underscores the significance of our African diaspora community and the immeasurable contributions it has made to the United States.
What? Now keep in mind, not one African has did nothing significant over here. They haven't done anything significant in Africa. But just let's keep going.
This council, with its diverse membership and collective wisdom, will play a pivotal role in fostering stronger bonds and enhancing our engagement, and harnessing the potential of the African diaspora to offer tangible avenues for cooperation. It is my distinct honor to now call this meeting to order by conducting a roll call of each council member. Starting with our chair, if you could just please respond by saying present. Bishop Sylvester Beeman. Present. Miss Mimi Elemayu. Miss Rosalind Brewer. Present. Dr. Helene Gale. Present. Mr. Patrick Gaspard. Present. Mr. C.D. Glenn. Present. Mr. Osagi Imasogi. Present. Miss Almaz Nagash. Present. Miss Chini Ogumike. Present. Mr. Ham Saranjogi. Mr. Kevin Young. Thank you. We have 11 council members present for this meeting. Ms. Fowler Davis regrettably could not be here with us today, but let the record note that the Department of State administered her oath.
No Smiths, no Johnsons, no Jitsons. The young guy, he done changed his name. He full fucking African too. Viola Davis is the only one. She wasn't even there. They ain't dispersed no money to her no way, but I guess the 1,200 jobs was on the account of Viola Davis being on this last board that they just put up before, they started stealing, full lot stealing. Now let me try to fast forward it a little bit because I'm going to try to get to the good white man. Look at the good white man. Listen to what the good white man say. Let me make sure this is the right white man. Hold on. Okay.
Well, thank you. It is such a blessing to have the opportunity to briefly speak at the opening of what is an incredibly important day. Bishop, I hope I can say this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Can I get an amen? Thank you, Bishop. You are an incredible dozen leaders from across our nation. Folks who show with the remarkable arcs of your careers, your contributions, your accomplishments, exactly what is possible in this nation. As we all know, there would be no America without African Americans. There would be no accomplishments. There would be no culture. There would be no tragedy. There would be no glory. There would be no soul. And that deserves a round of applause.
That was very beautiful, Mr. White Man. See, now wait for the bait and switch. Because, see, they all in on it. This council and the amount of money that's been dispersed. And I'll tell you, the program director that I spoke with today, they're thinking that some people in America and Africa are sitting back very, very wealthy off of our story, and they're also thinking that this money is funding all kind of stuff because it's untraceable technically. Because when you help African, how it was explained to me, and when they help African countries, it usually goes through USAID. This is not USAID. This is money that they're saying is supposed to be dispersed within the United States to those who brought the soul to the country, how he said, brought the culture, how he just said, to those who went through war in this country, to those who built this country, just like the white man said. Now, he finna repeat one of my favorite slogans. Black history is American history. He didn't say that. I know he's not talking about people from the continent. But listen to the white man.
Kevin, as the museum, you have played such a central role in curating and leading teaches all of us. African American history is American history, and the future of African Americans and the African diaspora today in America is the future of our nation.
Right.
There is no more important continent of the 21st century than Africa. We are uniquely positioned to help with our history, with our strengths, with our skills, to engage with, connect with, and help lead the connections between the United States and Africa, for too long neglected. So let me just simply say how excited I am that this commitment made in the President's Summit last December is now fully made. I suspect the reason I've been given the privilege of 2 minutes at the podium is I'm the guy who's going to have to figure out how to sign the check.
He the guy that signed the check. So as these things are being investigated, keep the good white man in mind. Because, see, the good white man is the one that signed off on these billions upon billions of dollars to this strategic council who, they put the press release out as if, these people, we picked, and they even said in this little video, out of 100 candidates, We picked the 12. No, you just recycled these people from the other board that y'all was stealing money off of. And they have been using our same story that they said was us over and over and over again. And let me just show y'all, oh girl, cause she the one. You is the motherfucking one, girl. Ghanaian American named executive director for President Advisory Council on African Diaspora Engagement in the United States. And it's always the most peculiar looking umfufus too. Y'all see umfufu? Please take a good look. Please take a good look at who was the executive director when your rep. No, do she look American? Please take a good look at who just put our reparations and gave our reparations to whoever the hell they wanted to give. You was the executive director, ma'am. Somebody please find her or Twitter, because all of them be on Twitter, and tag her in this live so she can see it. Ma'am, you was the executive director. Little ugly. You was the executive director, and you know full the fuck well Africans ain't never did nothing significant in America, ever. Now let's read this article. Denise Laurent-Mantey, executive director for the President's Advisors Council on African Diaspora Engagement in the United States. Maybe y'all can't see me. Let me take me off the screen. Y'all can see me now. The White House has named Ghanaian Denise Laurent-Mantey, you got the man part right, as executive director of the President Advisory Council on African Diaspora Engagement in the United States. We are in a very exciting time. The council is an advisory council that is situated in the Department of State, where we have 12 members of the council who will be putting together recommendations, said Laurent-Mantey in a WIN TV Let's Talk interview with Informer publisher Denise Laurent-Barnes. Suggestions about how we can really engage with the African diaspora community in the United States and strengthen our relationship with young leaders, our partners, and the African continent. It's always this bait and switch. Now, she lied about this. She said she's a Bronx, New York native, but the old articles had already said she was from Ghana. So ain't no fucking way you could be too, baby. You was born in the village. But this how they bait and switch, right? A Bronx, New York native and graduate of Syracuse University and Howard University. Laurent-Mantey explained the council definition of the African diaspora, and this is where it gets interesting. We are defining it as African immigrants. That's how she literally started her shit. You are the executive, ma'am. We are defining it. Now, y'all just said all that good stuff about Americans. All the inventions, you guys just gave us credit for all that. Bringing the soul, there would be no soul, wouldn't be no R&B, no jazz. There would be nothing without us. They fought in all the wars. We split their families up, domestic slave trade, sold the land. Pushed them back and forth as we found different minerals on their land, pushed them back and forth. They were directly on the Trail of Tears. The Negroes even made a national anthem, a Negro national anthem. It actually talks about the Trail of Tears inside the anthem. You can't deny who's who over here. You use that story. And then when you go to explain it, we are defining the African diaspora as African immigrants. Those who immigrated from the continent to the United States, but also descendants of African slaves. Don't, wow, ma'am. So that includes African Americans as well, she said. It is an inclusive definition. Well, how the fuck is that inclusivity? Is inclusivity in the building with us today? Because in their descriptions, from the bill to the interviews to the swearing in, it hasn't mentioned one actual continental African yet. I can't name you one foo-foo song. I don't know any of them some bitches with soul. They can't sing to me. I haven't met an African with soul. Where are you guys added to this story to do this bait and switch? Bait and switch, guys. A long-time career diplomat, Laurent-Mantey previously served as the special advisor for the U.S. African Leaders Summit implementation and director for Africa and the National Security Council at the White House. Laurent-Mantey also served as special assistant to former Secretaries of State Hillary Clinton and John Kerry. Recognizing Africa as a key geopolitical player, President Joe Biden hosted 49 African presidents as well as the head of the African Union. Now we got to get on. Now we got to get on with the getting on. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. TikTok, I know you can't see my screen, but baby, it's something. It's something going on. So let's now see. Now I had to go and not only look up the African Union, because y'all know I brought up the African Union the other day, but I was trying to find websites that were a little older than what I have typically been seeing from the African Union. You know, I just needed an older timestamp. What is this thing doing? I just needed an older timestamp. I'm hoping y'all can see the screen. You see. This here remarks. Let me make sure y'all can see. Yeah, y'all can see it. This here is Friends of the African Union. Old website before they built that lavish website that they have now. And it is full of stuff, y'all. It's full of stuff. I'm going to drop the link. It's very interesting. This guy here is, can I minimize this? Oh, you guys can see it. Or should I just take myself all the way off the screen? I think I'm going to take myself all the way off the screen so I want to make sure you guys can see it. Remarks by Tibor P. Nagy, Assistant Secretary, Bureau of African Affairs, Congressional Black Caucus Foundation. Annual Legislative Conference. Please click like in here, guys. Click like, share the live. It's finna get crazy. Click like, share the live. We're behind the 8 ball. This good white man. Good white man. Look at this peckerwood. Tibor P. Nagy, Bureau of African Affairs. Right? And then look at what I saw. Look at what else is on here. Ain't that y'all girl Karen Bass? She hosted the 2018 Africa Brain Trust. Africa is not a country. A contemporary exploration of diversity on the African continent. Friday, September 14th, 2018, Congressional Black Caucus Foundation Annual Legislative Conference. Girl, what the fuck do you think you doing? Look at this. Ain't that your girl? Ain't she one of the ones that's fighting for migrants currently? Isn't she one of the ones currently fighting for migrants? Representative Bass. Representative Bass. Look at that. Representative Bass, distinguished guests, scholars, colleagues, and friends. I'm honored to be in the company of so many friends of Africa. It's the good white man talking, I think. And I'm especially pleased to have been invited to this event by Representative Bass, one of the most dedicated and consistent voices for sustained positive engagement with Africa. Who knew? Who knew? Representative Bass, I salute the work you are doing in bringing together policy experts, members of the African diaspora communities, and senior government officials to focus America's attention on the very dynamic and important part of the world, on this very dynamic and important part of the world. Africa is incredibly important to me. I'm Hungarian by birth, American by citizenship and education, but I give my heart to Africa. Shortly after I arrived there in 1978. Yada, yada, yada. I'm trying to get to something. Brain trust, blah, blah, blah. Babble, babble, babble. Thief, thief, thief. Colonizer, colonizer. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Do y'all remember me reading this young African leaders in that when I was discussing the money on Friday in that bill? Okay, there are now 3,700 alumni of the Mandela Washington Fellowship. Keep that in mind. Write that down somewhere, because this is going to open up the door to all these Negro faces, nigger faces, Jollof throats that we currently have in office that pretend as if they're working on our behalf, but it's something totally different going on. We have no leadership, and I'm afraid of that part. We don't have any leadership. We don't have no leadership. We even pointed out Cory Booker on Monday in that new legislation for the African Union that they're trying to get pushed through because of the one that Trump rescinded. Cory Booker and the other Negro faces are on those new bills that the African Union are not trying to get pushed through. Over 10,000 alumni of the Young African Leaders regional centers and 2 satellite centers in Africa are also honing their relationship and entrepreneur skills. The online Young African Leaders Network now comprises more than 500,000 young leaders from across the continent who are connecting with each other via social media and through direct engagement in communities. And that's why everybody is yelling at us. That's where all this big mouth stuff come from. And out of the 500,000, probably 498,000 of them are bots. The bigger your numbers up, the bigger they put their numbers, the more money they get. But what we do know is they have bot farms for sure. Okay? And Chukwuma Okinwa mobilizes youth across Nigeria around the themes of democracy, peaceful elections, yada yada yada. Now let's see what can we find really quick on Mandela Washington Fellowship. I see it right here, right? Mandela Washington Fellowship. I clicked on this site. Just off the top, you see. Just right off the bat. I mean, you see the fools. Just right off the bat. Okay, established in 2014. That's the Obama administration. The fellow has brought 7,200 young leaders from every continent in sub-Saharan Africa to the United States for leadership training. The fellows between age 25 to 35 are accomplished innovators and leaders in their communities and countries. How? The Mandela Washington Fellowship is a program of the United States Department of State, with funding provided by the U.S. government and administered by IREX. We let's get some more of this in. Wait. Let's go let's talk about IREX's numbers. Because I found it. You know I found it. I had to find it. Mind you, this money, these dollars and cents are totally different from U.S. aid. 2.2 billion went out to Nigerian doctors alone for U.S. aid. 2.2 billion. The last two years of the Biden-Harris administration, 2.2 billion went out just for Nigerian doctors. Another 55 million went out to one scientist in Africa. And a slew of other dollars and cents for road infrastructure, all kind of stuff. Right? This is different monies, y'all. International Research Exchange. Guys, please click like in here. Please share the live. We have to plan like last week. I hope y'all can see my screen. I was trying to minimize it. I really wish I could minimize it a little, shrink it a little bit. Year ending June 30th, 2024, last year. The donations without restrictions. This is just free money, guys. 170 million just for this one little bitty program. They even got money here for rental income. The money with restrictions is there. Look at this. 170 million just for nothing. And that's just the unrestricted income. The 12 million is the income that's restricted. So that's what they have to report. This 170 million don't even have to report. You don't have to really do no itemization back to the donor so the donor can put it on their taxes. They don't need it. So this is without restriction. The ones that's with donor restriction basically mean you have to show this on tax receipts. You know, and a lot of charities, you don't file taxes on the charities, but you have to report it. So if you are a political party, certain political parties usually do a tax, whatever you call it, so that they won't have to be restricted. This is the government, for Christ's sakes. So they shouldn't have with restrictions or without restrictions. It all should be with restrictions. But this is how you steal. And man, they have to. This is just 2024 and 2023 numbers. 2023, they got another 160 million without restrictions to do whatever. Just this a small group of people. Just to do whatever. Look, education, media. They got 31 million just for media alone. You know we're not finna battle these people online. They got money for bots. They got money to battle us online, literally. Information and education, leadership, blah, blah, blah. Total expenses for 2023. 164 million additional income that we're just now seeing that we didn't see the other day. Okay, and this is not included in the 70, 80 billion funding. It's not included. It's not included. So we're finna get into the African Union now. So please click like, whoever that was that put on here that it started during the Bush administration. That's what we finna look at. We finna look at that now. Please click like, share the live. Some people may not want to hear this. However, do we want to hear? We don't want to hear it either. We didn't know we had been overtaken. We didn't know to what extent. However, I want you guys to keep in mind, with the next thing that we share, that with that 70 to 80 billion dollars, 2 seats to the UN Security Board, as well as invites to the Geneva conference. Now, mind you, the African countries are already invited to the Geneva conference. These new 2 seats for the UN Security Council and the Geneva conference is supposed to be us. And here's why this is important. This is what I just found. Now, military guys, y'all gonna really have to look into this part. Y'all gonna really have to look into this part, because it's kind of out there. It's kind of out there. I ain't gonna lie. Ain't gonna lie. It's kind of out there. And then also keep that in your mind. Bureau of African Affairs, Congressional Black. The Bureau of African Affairs is the Congressional Black Caucus. So the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation is under the Bureau of African Affairs. That's under the Department of State. I didn't know that till today. Well, actually, I started researching this part yesterday. Now, I want to show you guys this. Not this. Hold on, back to. Hold on, let me get my screen together before I share it. Cause I saw a I saw something that was very interesting concerning the African Union. Where is it? Where did I put it? I got so many tabs open, guys. It just goes to show you how crazy all of this is. Oh, okay. I see it. All right, let's go. Let's go here. Let me share my screen. Jonathan Pratt. Mind you guys, the media, although I got contacted today by a person from media, the media has been researching this since Friday, because the person who shared my link to that program director, they've been looking at this since Friday. Bureau of African Affairs, Jonathan Pratt. Okay, I have you to know, and this young man, I hope y'all can see him, because I'm on the screen, so it's kind of, sometimes y'all can't see when I'm on the screen, and y'all can see him. Y'all can see him. Here you go. Good look at him. Take a good look. Buddy. Somebody must be pressuring him. Because look what happened. He quit yesterday. Not everybody tucking and ducking and running. Now that the Negroes in America done been alerted to the money. Now, don't ruin that, Mr. White Man. Now, cause we got some questions real quick. This was July 15, 2025. But that was yesterday. Today marks the end of my time leading the Bureau of African Affairs and the end of my 30 years of public service. Huge thanks to all of our African partners with whom we have achieved so much. Yeah, you're right. These relationships are in good hands with the ambassador. Now he the ambassador. And the amazing public servants in the Bureau in Washington and overseas who will lead on advancing mutual prosperity, peace, and stability for our people. Somebody's moving. Somebody just quit. Somebody just quit. So what the fuck is going on for real? I don't know whether the media reached out for questions or something. Oh, they must have updated it. No, because it said no. So is he? No, so he's not the deputy anymore. He's not the assistant anymore. He's just an ambassador. Yeah, so he's the one that quit. Jonathan Pratt is the one that quit. So I don't know whether people are reaching out for questions or what, but now people are running and ducking because maybe we're not supposed to know about this stuff. So I found this old African diaspora forum, guys, and I want to read something from here because this talks about the origin of this whole sixth region. This talks about how it was developed. This website is called it's called diasporaafricanforum.org. Launching and hosting of the sixth region of Africa. This is the moment in history over 17 years in the making. And like the person on TikTok said, July 9th, 2002 is when it started with the Ghanaian president, John Kofi Agikum Kufuor. And now let's scroll up because we don't got to read all that. I pray that y'all can see me because I can't see y'all. That's why I keep moving my screen to make sure y'all can see. All right. On February 2nd, 2022, a global audience will behold a tangible sign and symbol on the presence and participation of the diaspora in African affairs. When the Diaspora African Forum will officially launch the newly created flag for the sixth region of Africa. So this is the Obama administration. That's when they really kicked it off, really got funding for this sixth region that they decided to put us in. That they decided to put us in. Guys, the flag is a design of a renowned development architect, Professor Kwame Addo. Professor Addo has designed both currencies and national symbols for South American nations, as well as erected historic landmarks throughout the world. His powerful design beautifully captures the history and future of the diaspora in Africa. The power and solemnity of the flag fits perfectly with the ensemble of the other 5 regions. Okay? And then you have all these other names. Ghanaian President John Kufuor was the first African head of state to give actualization to the concept of the diaspora. African formed as a bridge to connect Africa to her diaspora. His Excellency donated land at the historic W.E.B. Du Bois compound for the first ever assembly for the diaspora with worldwide support of the diaspora. The building was erected and inaugurated with African American dignitaries from around the world in attendance, including Reverend Jesse Jackson. My bad. Ah! Damn. Thank you, falling. There go Jesse again. Reverend Jesse Jackson, Ambassador Andrew Young, as well as many Africans from the continent. So those are the Americans who were there. And the same one that killed King. I had so much hope in Andrew Young. I used to like Andrew Young. But seeing him and all this stuff here recently, this is just not good. This is just not good. This is just not good. I ain't never liked Jesse. Even though he got my family name. I don't even think he no real Jackson. Can't be. Can't be. No, where that boy come from? President Kuforo further honored his commitment to the diaspora by being the first country to confer full diplomatic status upon the Diaspora African Forum. Y'all, please share the live. Okay. This is saying, I'm going to get down to the bottom. Well, not even the bottom, but get down to how they funded it. It said Kenya issued diaspora bonds open to all investors, raising $2.6 billion in 2014 and $2 billion in 2018. That's Obama. And then Trump was in office in 2018. So they opened it up and said, hey, we have this region called the African Sixth Region, and it is Black Americans who I want to put in for this war bond, because that's exactly where bonds fucking came from. War. Go back and look it up. It's just called savings bonds today, but no. At the beginning of these were called war bonds for everybody who wanted to pitch in to go to war. And then you'll make a return on your investment based on whatever commodity you seize from said war. That's how the Rockefellers put so much money into the world wars. And then the payment of that was the American banking system backed by land, hiding the land titles, land patents up under their banking system. Then getting all of the money from the commodities from said land and never dispersing said royalties out to said darky families who were supposed to inherit that, but went running off of the land during the war because of the newly enacted sundown towns, the new KKKs, the guys in the hoods, burning shit down, taking folks' stuff, killing women and children because you done sent the warriors off to fucking Nagasaki, Japan somewhere, and they sitting up in the boat thinking it's a war over there when really the war's going down in America right now. And we're just talking about World War I and World War II. They just said we're at World War III. You got the Europeans over there right now in a stage theater, swinging bats at each other because they don't have no guns for real. We're the only ones with guns, look like. They over there slinging bats and throwing knives at each other like they're at a full-scale war, trying to urge Putin and Trump to get involved and all of this stuff. They're trying to brew it right now as we speak. So Kenya issued diaspora bonds open to all investors. Get the Africans in here. Okay. Senegal created systems and institutions allowing Senegalese diasporas to both invest and vote in national elections. Benin was one of the early creators of diaspora engagement policies. Morocco, through Hassan II Foundation, Hassan II was involved in the world wars in partnership with the Nazis. I literally put it in the book. In partnership with the Nazis. That whole Hassan line of people partnered with the Nazis during the world wars with their little damn top hats, the little goddamn burgundy top hats with the tassels that they wear. Morocco, through Hassan II Foundation, significantly increased diaspora engagement institutions in its civil society approach. I wonder, what are they talking about there? Are they talking about when they came to America and convinced the Negroes, the colored darkies over here, that they somehow should be Muslim Moroccans, and give up their citizenship, give up their birth certificate, don't get no birth certificate for their babies because this is the system. I'm the consulate for Morocco. I'm a Moor. You're a Moor. He's a Moor. She's a Moor. Is that what they're talking about? Cabo Verde gave the right of its citizens living abroad to vote in presidential and legislative elections. Rwanda, not Blood Diamond Rwanda. Rwanda formalized its diaspora general directorate with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Nigeria has established a Nigerians in Diaspora Commission. So everybody's colluding together here to get this thing kicked off to where it is right now. Because see, at this point, they don't have the money, but see, they telling the investors, which is why they open it up to all investors. They say, oh, don't worry, we gonna get it. Because the whole thing, because see, the Negroes, the colored darkies over here, we ain't never not had money. Well, one thing we gonna get is some money. And one thing we're gonna do is buy what we like. And so they tally up what we buy and say, that's $1 trillion in spending power. That's $2 trillion in spending power right there. Their spending power is more than your damn near your whole continent. Y'all only beating them by what, 0.5? And this is goddamn 5 billion of y'all over there. So y'all don't even have the money that your 6th region have. So they're able to use that demographic, our numbers, into this to pitch to investors. Hey, you know, we got this war bond opening up. We're going to get you a return on your investment. So you don't know who all invested in this war bond that the diaspora put out during the Obama administration, guys. Can we also keep in our minds, if you've been on this channel for a while, what else came out during the Obama administration? Let me minimize this, because y'all got to tell me something. I need to know whether y'all are paying attention or not. What else came out during the Obama administration? Put it in the chat. What else came out during the yes, they are Confederate formed against us. Absolutely. What else came out during the Obama administration? We talked about it. We talked about it, guys. What came out during the Obama administration? Keep in mind, Albert Perry. When Albert Perry submitted his DNA, that was during the Obama administration, and they sent it to scientists all around the world to examine this guy's DNA because there was no samples to match what his DNA was. So they're like, what is this Y chromosome? It went out to scientists in China, India, everywhere. Hundreds of scientists trying to examine his DNA. And what came as a result of that? What came as a result of Albert Perry's? Thank you. The Crimson Contagion. The Crimson Contagion. The Crimson Contagion came out. And that was a directorate that said, hey, There's a possible war that's going to happen. It's going to be a flu. It's going to be brought over here by two Chinese people, two Chinese travelers. It's going to come to a major city. They had Chicago as a city that it was going to come to, and it was going to be a flu that shut all of America down. This was the exact COVID-19 protocol, but it happened during the Obama administration. That's why when Trump got into office and he could not handle COVID and the lockdowns, Obama came back out and said, I left you the plan. I left you the plan. You just thought it was fake and da 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 da. Well, how did you know? How did you know what was going to happen, good kind sir? Mr. Obama, how did you know what was going to happen? How was you able to leave him a plan? Because see, we didn't know about the Crimson Contagion when Obama came out saying he left the plan. We started researching. I released the Crimson Contagion on my channel because of my curiosity. Like, how is he saying that? What does he mean? I found the Crimson Contagion on the site called Government Attic. I don't know who was running Government Attic, but I suppose it was somebody from the actual government running Government Attic. And it had all these newly declassified files on there. I said Crimson Contagion, and then I came live and I read the Crimson Contagion on live in 2019, 2020. And it played out exactly how Obama and them planned it. Exactly how I mean, to the T, to the letter. So while Crimson Contagion is happening, while the Crimson Contagion was being planned, after the Albert Perry family submitted their DNA just because they was looking for relatives, they didn't even submit it thinking scientists was going to be trying to look and see who's who. They submitted just like everybody else submitted. They stuffed the 23andMe trying to, find relatives. They submitted it unknowing that scientists will start running plays because they want that DNA. Because now you're looking like a bioweapon if your last name Perry and anybody who connected to this Perry family. And then 23andMe started going through all their samples. I'm just bringing y'all up to speed because we've been on this for a long time. 23andMe just started bringing up their samples. It's like, wow, this Perry family ain't the only family with this. Look at this data set of Americans. And at the same time, Africa and their investors are putting a war bond together. Then fast forward to the Trump administration. We finna be in the full COVID. COVID finna be launched. They gave Trump a few years, and then they launched COVID. And then the Nigerian made the vax so the Operation Warp Speed could happen so that they could roll the vax out really quickly. It's starting to look fishy to me. I'm gonna bring this to y'all attention before we move on. I'm gonna bring this old book to y'all's attention, and I'm just gonna describe this. I'm gonna read this for y'all. I'm gonna read this. Now, I read this the other day. This is the book, An Inquiry into the Distinctive Characteristics of the Aboriginal Race of America, 1844. All right. I'm going to read here. Let's read this paragraph. It is not my present intention even to enumerate that many theories which have been advanced in reference to the origin of the American nations. Although I may, in a sequel, inquire whether their genealogy can be traced to the Polynesians or Mongolians, Hindus, Jews, or Egyptians, nor shall I attempt to analyze the views of certain philosophers who imagine that they have found not only a variety of races, but several species of men among the aboriginals of this continent. It is chiefly my intention to produce a few of the more strikingly characteristic traits of these people to sustain the position that all the American nations, except the Eskimos, are of one race, and that this race is peculiar and distinct from all others. And then it gets down to the description. And the color, they just took me off TikTok. They must didn't like what I was reading just then. Ooh, I just got removed off TikTok again. I was just reading the book. Then the description says brown or cinnamon colored skin. Brown or cinnamon colored skin. It just took me off TikTok, guys. I hope they come over here. Brown or cinnamon colored skin, guys. And don't be alarmed by this long, lank, black hair. You know who that is as well. If you look at a person with locks, look at my hair. This is long, lank, black hair. If you take a Negro hair and put lard on it, which is, you call it bear grease, you call it whatever kind of grease, or any grease fat that comes from an animal's lard. Take some lard, take some water, and rub it on your hair and see what happens. It's going to get curled and it's going to fall because it's heavy. Lard is very heavy. It's not like this. It's not like olive oil or coconut oil or nothing like that. Lard is very heavy. Grease is grease. It's what a lot of our ancestors was using on their hair. People had locks. People had just braids coming down. People had a variety of hairstyles. But I tell you one thing's for certain, two things for sure. Everybody want to hide the fact that the skin tones were dark. I don't know why people want to hide that fact. I don't know why people like to hide that fact. That's a fact. It's not nothing we making up. These are books, these old books all over the place. And for everybody to be questioning who we are is just weird. I don't think any Ghanaians have any books remotely similar to the amount of books and literature that we have over here. But let's continue. Let's continue sharing my screen. I want to share my screen again so that we can read this very interesting thing that I need some people who got military experience. I need y'all to figure this part out. Because it's kind of interesting to me, right? Let's go and look at some more stuff. So this website, Diaspora African Forum, this is just, like I said, it's got a whole lot of old stuff in it. Talks about the Pan-African movement and people who were at the beginning of it. And ain't no telling who all you will find on this website. Okay? There's no telling who all you will find on this website. But this is where they was talking about a brief history of how they're going to create our region. The region where my grandparents and your grandparents are buried. Where we live, our homeland. They decided to come over here and do this. Okay. So let's go. Let me see. Is this where I want to go? This is another. This is yes. This is another website. Like I said, I was just trying to find all the old websites that the African Union people was putting stuff on to try to get down to the bottom of how all of this even started. What gave them the balls to come over here to America and say, yeah, let's make this our sixth region and put all of them in it. Right? So this website here is talking about a lot of stuff. Okay. African Union and the African Diaspora tracking the AU 6th Region Initiative and the Right to Return Citizenship, a resource for the 8th Pan-African Congress, Part 1 in Harare, Zimbabwe, February 28, 2023. Okay. This is what they were talking about in 2023. Mind you, they just got 2 UN security seats in 2022. And they get to go to the Geneva conference. Africans already had the ability to go to the Geneva conference, but now they didn't. Now the UN seats in the Geneva conference is coming as if it is from us, the people who are actually inside of the United States, who are being mistaken, misidentified, and misclassified as African. They're at the Geneva conference. They're going back and forth. This is concerning the Geneva conference. They're going to be talking here. World Conference Against Racism, Radical Discrimination, Xenophobia, and Related Intolerance, Durban Declaration, August 31st to September 8th, 2001. We underline the urgency to address the root causes of displacement and of finding durable solutions for refugees and displaced persons, in particular, voluntary return and satisfied dignity to the countries of origin. And this is where the whole right to return, because they was playing it prior to the whole right to return, and they would disperse money from America to do that right to return. And we'll talk about that too. Urges those states, or did I read the bottom part? In particular, voluntary return in safety and dignity to the countries of origin, as well as resettlement in third world countries, and local integration when and where appropriate and feasible. 78, whatever this is, all this is in quotations, urges those states that have not yet done so to consider signing and ratifying or acceding to the following instruments. Convention to the Prevention and Punishment of Crimes of Genocide of 1948. The Rome Statute of the International Crime Court, 1998. Commentary, the 1949 Geneva Convention, Article 4.1 defines prisoners of war, and Article 5 states, the present convention shall apply to the persons referred to in Article 4 from the time they fell into the power of the enemy and until their final release and repatriation. The new Geneva Convention Protocol on Prisoners of War, which the United States has signed but not yet ratified, and which went into force for some states on December 7th, 1978, has provided in Article 43 through 47 broader standards for prisoners of war who come from irregular or guerrilla units than the terms of the 1949 Article 4, Article 45, and the 1978 Protocol states that a person who takes part in hostilities and fall into the power of an adverse party shall be presumed to be a prisoner of war if he claims the status of war, or if he appears to be entitled to such status, or if the party on which he depends claims such status on his behalf. The African diaspora refers to Afro-descendants, has been determined by a competent tribunal. The Third World Conference Against Racism, Racial Discrimination, Xenophobia, and Related Intolerance in the city of Santiago, Chile on year 2000, and confirmed in 2002, and the United Nations Conference for Rights and Minorities in El Ceiba, Honduras, to refer to the African diaspora that we forcibly disposed of their homeland, Africa. Were forcibly disposed of their homeland, Africa. Were transported to the Americas and slavery, diaspora, for the purpose of enslavement. Were subjected to slavery. Were subjected to forced mixed breeding and rape. Have experienced through force the loss of mother tongue, culture, and religion. Have experienced racial discrimination due to the lost ties from their original identity. Thus, the designation status of prisoner of war under the Geneva Convention is valid for Afro-descendants since they have yet to be repatriated to their land of origin. Somebody please figure this shit out quick. Cause who oh boy. These people got 2 new seats, 2 new say-sos at the table of the Geneva conference where they get to go and label their 6th region, their 6th district as prisoners of war, to have their 6th district repatriated. And that's why they keep using the slavery story for all those billions of dollars that they have been given from America. And that's why they keep having their cronies come online and tell Black Americans we have no culture. Because they have grouped all darkies, everybody who's dark skinned, as them. Can somebody explain? Anybody in the chat like to care to explain? Am I the only one reading this and just mind boggled? Who told? Are y'all still here? Who gave anybody permission? These same foot dragging, musty niggas do not even know who their great grandparents are. These niggas don't even have running water. Who told them to confederate against us? Who gave these people permission to do this? In them little third world countries, on that third world continent, that American dollars is sitting here literally funding. Who gave them permission to group us off, argue that we're prisoners of war and we belong over there with them just because we're dark skinned? Then put their ugly ass people in the positions, political positions, weird looking ass people too. They get the ugliest people they can find, put lipstick on the pig, go and tell them to go apply for the position. And then they get to sit here on these seats and argue what we are, who we are. Nigga, I got over 100,000 grandparents buried over here. I got family members buried in the Arlington Cemetery. What the fuck are you going to repatriate me to where? And dig up their graves too? We got family cemeteries over here. I got cities over here with my last name on them. I got heirs property all over this bitch. Are you serious? Repatriate us to where? How are you going to do that? And who told you foo-foo niggas to argue on our behalf? Then when we crash out on y'all, we're in the wrong. We will never do this shit to no African. We don't even care about them enough to do nothing like that to them. We don't give a fuck about them like that. See, we were supposed to have some leaders in this community to go to war with their ass behind this time the thought came up. Time the thought of them doing this came up. We were supposed to go to war with them then. But guess what you had instead? Everybody doing their own thing. And then you had nigger faces in the Pan-African movement helping them. Nah, you supposed to go to war with them right then and there. Now you see what the Pan-African movement was all about. It was never about benefiting you. It was never about unity, never about none of that shit. It was about these same groups of brokies across the water who fought with the Union and got their ass killed, who fought in the world wars, got their ass killed, then went begging us, the black people, darkies, coloreds, Negroes in America, to help them fight off their oppressor over in Africa. Then some people went. Then in the 60s, we fought for everybody, stupidly, to be able to come into America. Then when they get their foot dragging ass over here, they set up and confederate against you. You see, they was never with you the whole fucking time. They was never with you. They've been fighting with white people against us, the indigenous darkies, the people who they're calling in these old books brown cinnamon color. Literally in the same book, it talks about our cheekbones, it talks about our hair, it talks about our bodies, it talks about everything. Everything that they wish they were. Everything that they wish they were. They've been fighting hand in hand, foot to foot with the white people to get us over here. They get us from over here. They're like the... I can't describe them. I never met a group of people so evil. One book called them monsters. I got one book they call Africans monsters. That's a great description. Because you know what? I don't know any group of Negroes, colored darkies from America, that say, yeah, y'all, let's go and plan some shit for Africans. Let's go plan some bullshit. Let's make them the 13th. Let's make them the 7th circle of hell. And let's go and see, can we get a board seat at the Geneva conference, pretend like we're them, and say, yeah, it's okay to come bomb Africa because we don't want it no more. We want Babylon to fall. See, that's them over here with all that we want Babylon to fall shit. I don't want nothing to fall over here in America, bitch. My grandparents are over here. My great-great-grandparents are over here buried. I want you all to leave so that their grave sites won't keep being disturbed. That's what I'd like. I don't want a damn motherfucker to come over here through these borders if I was the president. Nobody would be over here. Bitch, if you ain't got no bloodline over here, get the fuck on back across the water where you're from, because you want nothing but war. That's all you want. I don't know how Africa has so many resources, so many minerals, it's so rich, but we just gave y'all $70 billion in 2 years using our story when we was the ones over here fighting, when we were the ones over here pulling out the facts. We even had to pull out our culture so that y'all can stop fighting us online, talk about we had no culture. I hate these people. And you know what? Hate is not a good word. Hate is never a good word. Hate is never a good word. We don't fuck with nobody over here. We don't mess with nobody. We be in our own world. We mind our own business, and that's why we didn't see this coming. We didn't see this coming because we mind our own business. We mind our own business. Nobody is minding their own fucking business as it relates to us. Nobody. What are they wearing today? What are they eating? What they got on? What they singing? What is that? AAVI? What does that mean? The best thing that ever happened to us was when TikTok shut down and the niggas was off TikTok. That's the best thing that happened to us all year. They went to crying. Oh my God. We miss my Shayla. Oh, we miss the Black Americans. But damn. And I know y'all miss us because you wouldn't have no life. If it want y'all wake up, they want us to be over there with them so fucking bad. Like I said the other day, they don't do the Australians like this. They don't bother the dark-skinned Australians. Nobody. Y'all don't want the Australians to go over there? Are the Australians not prisoners of war? What about the dark-skinned Asians? Are they not prisoners of war? Y'all don't want the dark-skinned Asians over there with y'all. Y'all want the only people. We're the only group of people in the world with heirs property. In the world, Craig. Text that to your cousin. We're the only group of people on the planet with heirs property. That means land that's supposed to be passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation to generation. The reason why we have heirs property is because nobody could beat our ancestors. They had to make treaties. And see, when they do goofy ass shit like this, talking about they sat before a board of tribunal and realized that we was prisoners of fucking war. You didn't even know who your goddamn great grandparents are. You clearly don't know what happened to us. You clearly are missing the mark. You clearly are missing the mark. They're not even putting two and two together. They don't even know what the Civil War was about. They thought when the Civil War happened, America was already fleshed out, had all the land it needed. No, fool. That's why the fuck you're supposed to mind your business and not sit here and try to negotiate on somebody else's behalf. You worry about your family, your tribe, your village. If you don't fucking know the history, don't broker deals for nobody. Don't use our information. Use your shit. Then we start finding y'all and kicking y'all ass in the street because you know we'll do it. It's going to be a problem. See, we're trying to be peaceable. We are going to figure this shit out so these motherfuckers can stop talking about us, stop looking at us, stop everything. It's annoying. And where the fuck are all the NAACP and all these people when these people are getting $80 billion using our story of struggle? Talking about we was prisoners of war because we was moved from Africa and we're in poverty because we was moved from Africa. No, bitch. If we're in poverty, it's because you fool son of a bitches keep coming over here colluding and taking all the jobs, kissing white people ass and pushing us out of spaces that we created. That's why. Don't have nothing to do with Africa. Doesn't have nothing to do with a slave ship. That you can't prove, by the way. And I can't wait for y'all to come out with that. Please hurry up. I beg of thee. A bitch who don't know who their ancestors are just got 2 security seats to the UN Council to go speak for us on our behalf at the council to determine that we're prisoners of war and should be repatriated to fucking the wasteland. I wish a bitch would. I wish a bitch would try me like that. Or anybody I like or love. That's the audacity. This is beyond audacity. Now, only people whose antennas were there when this was taking place was the people who call themselves Pan-Africans. You niggas, what your fucking antennas was damn sure there when this shit was being planned. What the fuck did you do to stop this? Because this has escalated way too far. Somebody just became super mega millionaires. Billionaires even. Because 80 billion is just one group of monies. I just showed you another whole group of monies with the itemized statement. That's for students. That was for students. These people got some nerve. I'll just say that. You know, I'll just say that. This got to be stopped. This has to be stopped. Everybody need to have their eyes on this situation. All these nigga organizations, any organization with Negro on it, because now we know the Black Caucus is up under African affairs. How the fuck did we miss that? I ain't gonna lie. I don't really be paying attention to the Black Caucus like that. But now that we know it is directly up under African affairs, who all was involved with the Black Caucus? Who all was involved with the Black Caucus? Then the question was asked, how did all these broke nigga senators become millionaires? I think I found it. I think this is calls for an investigation. And probably that program director that was talking to me was kind of alluding to that. Because even they couldn't understand. Even the people at the news couldn't fucking understand when they trying to put together a story of how is this gonna go? Like, what are we looking at here? They trying to follow my lives and trying to pull up shit just like I'm trying. We all confused. Shit, we all confused. Everybody confused. Every fucking body is confused. They looking in the comments for answers. I'm looking in the comments for answers too. Everybody confused. Everybody's like, what the who authorized this? Who brought our name in it? Somebody's rich. Somebody's are mega rich. It just so happened they used our story to get it. See, this is beyond the slave trade. The slave trade, talk about transferred on the boat and all that shit. That's just a little part of the story. Some of these sites went as far as talking about what we contributed to America, inventions. You can't name one fucking African that done invented something over here for sure. They're talking about arts and culture. Not one African on the face of this earth, out of the billions that are over there, has contributed anything to America as it relates to culture and arts. Name one. Now they got James Brown up on that African Union website. I know where James Brown from. I know where his people from. You're not gonna fool us with that, bitch. I don't know what y'all thought y'all put in the water. I don't know what in the fucking Men in Black y'all think is going on where y'all thought our memory was erased or some shit. Then you see in that book that I just showed you from the early 1800s where they said, they are of no other kind. Then you hear the story of the Albert pair when they were trying to break down the Y chromosome. They said, wow, we've never seen this before. Bitch, take notes. You never seen nobody like us before. That's why it look like we could be shucking and jiving over here, but when you do some bullshit, we on your ass day and night. It might look like we boots on the ground, but wait till we get our ears on some bullshit. We on your ass. We on your ground. Our boots is on your ass. On foo-foo. See, white people know better. I just said this the other day. White people know better. White people don't do shit like this to us. They know better. They use these people to do bullshit like this. That's what they use. They use these people right here to do bullshit. That's what they do. You use African as vulgar. You use even the Mossad, KGB, all these motherfuckers. Man, it's mighty funny. It's mighty funny that the Democrats are doing this, right? We're supposed to be in war with Ukraine. Remember the Democrats? See, at this point, Black people in America, Negroes, colors, we can't be red or motherfucking blue. This got to go back to the Civil War era where the Democrat and the Republican Party was literally one fucking party. They was a Democrat/Republican Party. They used to be one party back in the day. And when we say two wings on the same bird, it's literally literally the same fucking bird at one point. See, you think we got to go back to treating y'all like that? Clearly, because how is it that The Democrats can do all this shit in our name, swipe up 80 billion in our name in 2 years to all of these countries, these Muslim countries in Africa, who literally sit there and partner with Putin and Russia. Now, what the fuck is really going on? I thought y'all was giving money to Zelensky. So y'all giving money to Zelensky, and then y'all giving money to Russia by way of Africa. Make it make fucking sense. Because look like between Zelensky and Africa, they got more American taxpayer dollars than anybody on the face of the planet. They got more taxpayer dollars than even the taxpayers got. How you get more of our money than we got? All we got was inflated ass prices on every fucking thing. Y'all remember? Y'all remember? Please take your mind back to the Biden administration when your fucking insurance skyrocketed. You got one car and the insurance is $500 on one car. Please take your mind back to how pricey the groceries were. Still fucking are if we're being honest. How is a fucking bag of chips $6? Fuck it, I'm not finna buy no bag of Doritos. This shit is $7 the fuck dollars. How did all this shit get so high? How if I'm trying to get some fast food, you ain't spending no less than $10 getting fast food. I might as well go in the restaurant if I'm gonna do this. How did all the prices skyrocket? Because between y'all sucking off Zelensky and y'all over here with Fufu and them, that's where all the money went. And then y'all see him looking upside our head crazy when we complain about shit. Oh, the Katas are complaining again. Yeah, bitch, because you just got $80 billion from us. Like you created or invented some shit over here. I can't be the only one mad about this. I'm sorry. I worked too hard. I spent years coming on here teaching history so that people can have the reparations claimed correctly. Only for them to sit back and watch all our lives, watch all the information that we put out and be like, so add culture into the description when you're writing the bill up. Somebody better tell me something. Somebody better tell me something. Somebody better tell me something. Cause see, when I put out the petition to get this African shit up off our name, I didn't know this rabbit hole. But guys, this rabbit hole is just as new as to me as it is to y'all. I goes down it, bitch. Cause I know how to jump out the rabbit hole. A lot of people don't know how to jump down the rabbit hole. They've been on this shit for 5 years. It don't take me 5 years to differentiate something. I goes down and I comes back up. Baby. This shit is evil. Somebody better tell me something. You ain't seen Wicked. You haven't seen Wicked. I think I got enough good karma built up. See, I don't do none of that EFI shit, none of that bullshit. I don't do none of that shit. Somebody better tell us something. Somebody better tell us something. Tell us something. Here's what I know. I know that during this same era, you had men from Africa over here killing black women. I do know that. See, nobody got to beat their ass for that, because they got shipped back to Africa real quick. See, I do know also that in their culture that they sacrifice people for money. I do know that. I do know that. What else do we know, guys? Put it in the chat. What else do we know? We know they sacrifice people for money. We know they kill people. They dismember people. Plenty of people got dismembered. Y'all remember all them women and children that went missing? Y'all remember all them black women and children that went missing right before COVID, right before lockdowns hit? Some of them people we ain't never found. Who covered it up? Who covered it up? Why did nobody investigate that? It was covered up, forgotten about. Nobody cared to investigate it. What did we miss? What did we miss? What the fuck did we miss? What did we miss? I saw somebody had shared in my DM where you got people who see it's so crazy because it's people in the military who are Pan-Africans and they'll die behind that shit. They'll die by it. The love of Pan-Africanism is in their heart so deeply. They came over here to be a part of our military and they're willing to die behind it. Who even fucking let them in the military is my question. Y'all don't look at birth certificates no fucking more. Y'all remember on Meal Talk when you had that Ghanaian, that African guy teaching people in Africa how to be a part of the American military in order to get citizenship? That's before they went and shut it down because he was revealing too much. He was getting too many comments on his videos. And then the Americans start paying attention like, wait, little ugly. Not you over here telling people how to get citizenship by being in our military and scamming our fucking military. It was literally on TikTok teaching how to scam our military. What the fuck was Biden's antennas? The president is over the military. This was like 2 years ago. It was free for all. It was just free for all in our military. I'm just trying to see what are we gonna do. I think we need to figure them out. That's all I know. Quick. Because these people either have committed fraud by stealing this money in our names. It seems like fraud to me. What happens when you use somebody else's identity in order to get something? Aren't the people who committed PPP fraud, aren't they being locked up for lying on the application? You whore bitches lied on the application in order to get this $80 billion dispersed. You lied. That's not our story. Whose story did you use to get this money? That's my question. Whose story was used to get this money? Because it looked like somebody lied. It looked like somebody lied to get the money. And it looks like, to me, all the money that was dispersed needs to come back. That's what it looked like. It looked like to me, the money needs to come back. You repatriate the money, bitch, since y'all so worried about repatriation. And I'm so sorry for profane language, guys, but I don't want to feel like I wasted my time. A lot of you wasn't in this fight. Some of you were. But y'all know I was deep in the fight. I don't want to feel like I wasted my time. Even for the people who said they didn't need reparations. The reason why I started there weren't too many people who said we didn't need reparations, but you do have a couple of people who just be like, what are they gonna do with the money? Buy Cadillacs? We need the money so we can protect ourselves from y'all. Clearly. And see, it's so crazy, guys. It goes so full circle for me. It goes so full circle for me because when I got on live to get men's attention, I put out a very provocative video, and at the end of the video, I said, go look at the Civil War. I wanted the men to look at the Civil War. You know, men are visual creatures, right? I still got some of those men on my chat today who seen that initial video. Go look at the Civil War, right? This is how full circle it is. They're at the Geneva conference arguing that we are refugees based on some shit that happened during the Civil War. Then Trump just went back to the Civil War. Time he got in office, he went back to the Civil War. Everybody keep going back to the Civil War. But when I was looking at the Civil War, when a lot of y'all was introduced to me, I saw a full-scale picture. I said, oh, this was the nail in the coffin. Okay, this was the war where they just start claiming all the land. Okay, this was the war that, okay, the people who was in tribes were literally pushed off the land. And that at that point, they were prisoners of war. When they were pushed off of their tribal land, out of their tribal government, out of whatever it was named, thousands of tribes, just like it's so-called in Africa right now. The same shit gonna happen to them. They're not gonna see it coming. They're not gonna see it coming. But when all the tribes was pushed off the land, when they created this whole scheme, now you got these people, prisoners of war, you just pushed them off the land. Now you got to get them back into some kind of status. At that point, you were supposed to name them Americans, because that's the name of the landmass. You know these are indigenous people because you just pushed them off of their tribal. You just pushed the Natchez Indians off in the Devil's Punch Bowl, baby. Follow the history. Natchez, Mississippi was literally the Natchez Indians. They got pushed off into the Devil's Punch Bowl. Everybody who went with that brigade, all the Natchez Indians who went with that brigade were killed. So what about the Indians that was in the bordering tribe, which we'll call a county? What about the Indians who were in the bordering county? What are they now? Do they still call themselves that tribe? Because this is the United States now. Now we're united. Now we're the United States of America. Although we're in Indian territory doing all this, don't forget Mississippi was Indian territory. Everything in that territory was Indians. It was a lot of black people there. All were Indians. These people were not from no other landmass. They wasn't from Africa blending in with the furniture, because Africans couldn't even blend in with us like that. Still can't today with makeup. You still can't blend in with us today with a hair transplant. The fuck make you think you could blend in with us in the 1800s or the 1700s or the 1500s? You looked even more deformed then. It does give monster. Since we going back and forth, I ain't said, the book said it. The book said y'all look like monsters. It wasn't talking about us. You ain't finna sit here and lie and say we look like no monster. You might call us a savage because of the military tactics, but you're not gonna say nothing about the looks for real. You're not gonna say we look deformed. You're not gonna say we ugly, because you'll be lying. You would have been lying then. You'll be lying now. However, we can look at some of these current pictures, and it does give monster. It gives descended from monsters. We can look at your actions, and it gives monster. It gives descended from monster. That's what it gives. What happened to all those Indians in those neighboring provinces, those neighboring territories? What happened to all of them? Why was the president who did all this shit assassinated? They say a white man assassinated. I believe a nigga assassinated him. They say a white man assassinated him shortly after. I don't believe that Booth story for one moment. He had to be moved out the way. He had to be taken out. Because he lied talking about he fighting for freedom. Who you fighting for? Fighting for slavery. You ain't fighting to free no damn slave. How you fighting to free people who already free in a system that has never changed? Niggas gonna still be farming. Well, whether you call us free, Negro, colored, black, darky, savage, whatever you fucking call, I'm still gonna farm the collard green. I'm still gonna farm that cotton. Come hell or high water, because this my property. This my profit. That's how the mentality was. Don't nobody care what you call us. And see, we got the same mentality today. We don't pay attention to y'all until the shit is right up in our face. Just like this. See, the reason why we paying y'all attention now, because y'all trying to do shit right up in our face. That essence bullshit y'all tried to pull out, it was right up in our face. That no culture shit y'all tried to pull out, you got right up in our face like you was really bold enough to kind of do that shit for real. The white people push you right up in our face like we want to blow your ass to hell. The white people made y'all do that. See, this is why we just uncovered all of this. And now ICE would have to be called on all these people. ICE has to be called on all these people because you got to be over here the right way, baby girl, baby boy. You can't dictate who get repatriated. My bloodline deep over here. We in the trees. Our blood been in the soil over here. That's how you can frack. You know how many people you'll have to dig up if you want to repatriate niggas? We got more people over here than anybody. Who land you think you finna take? We don't come over there and try to take y'all land. We don't give a damn about it. We don't come over there and try to bury our people on your land. We don't care about it. We don't want y'all buried over here. But even if you are, we ain't tripping too much. We see it's the thing about it is. People got it twisted because of how nice we are. See, even for the darkies who don't want to say they're Indian, I don't give a damn what you call yourself. You can call yourself the Great Black Hope. You can call yourself Bald Eagle. You can call yourself Green Grass Dancing. I don't give a fuck. It matters if your grandparents are buried over here or not. That's what matters. Is all said of your grandparents buried over here? All right, then pay a fucking attention. You got a whole group of people setting up counsel against you. That's what you need to pay attention to. No EFA could help you. None of that could help you. Only thing that could help you is your history and the names that you will call out when you're researching your history. The names that you will call out when you start going back over the stuff that you learned at your family reunion. Those names are important. Those names are the spirits who are here. Now, if you're not from here, don't bother. Those names are important. Those names are the people who can guide you through the fight that you're going through now. Why? Because they went through it. And the reason why this fight is still happening is because at the Civil War, during the Civil War, when that war was called, and all of these people are now without their tribes because you just took the land by force. What do you call them? You sure weren't supposed to call them Negro. You weren't supposed to call them black. You wasn't supposed to call them colored. And now they got to hang on to the color like, oh, that just means copper colored Indian. No, we shouldn't even have to play semantics with you all. You were supposed to call them Americans because they were the aboriginals to that land, and you know it. You said it in the notes. It's in the senator's notes that these people aren't from any other place. But then you turned around and gave them the term Negro, which meant black. No, you were supposed to call them American. Just like the Aboriginal Australians are called Australian. Just like the Aboriginal Asians are called Asians. You're called wherever country you're from, that's what your name is. We're the only ones that don't have the name of our country. And that's why people can keep playing these games in our face like this. That's why. That's why people can keep playing these games. I'm sorry. Every attorney need to not sit on their hands with this. Don't sit on your hands with this because there's too many governments involved. It's not just Africans. The Arabs are also involved. White people are also involved. Not for nothing. The Africans are just the goddamn fall guys. Now they created a plan, and then they went and got the white people involved when they said, we got this war bond out. So it's a group of people that play chummy with each other. Like let me show y'all this last video. Because I'm going to show you how much money they got. Because now you see all this talk about remittance. Oh, the Africans are, this last fiscal year, the Africans remitted $80 billion into Africa. Because that's the power of the diaspora there in America. To act as if the 6th region of the diaspora sent so many payments into Africa. That's a bargaining chip for them. Now, nigga, we didn't send y'all a motherfucking thing. And y'all didn't send yourselves that either. That money came from the government, and you're using that 80 billion spread about as if that was just regular people sending that money. Bitch, you know that's not how that happened. So let's hear one of the board members correct the numbers. She's going to correct. See, they talk so much. She's going to sit there and correct the numbers. Let's listen at the Africans.
Is private student loan debt wrecking your life?
Hold on. Let's get some other. Let's get one of the board members on. She good at Arab. I know about the name Nese. I done hired an Arab before here in Atlanta to do some tech work for me. Hold on. Let me see y'all. Let me show y'all this. She one of the board members, guys. She one of the board members for that 80 billion that went out. See, they talking about diaspora remittance to Africa hit 59 billion in 2024, and she finna correct the number. Because she one of the board members.
Yes, I am. But may I start with something even more staggering, the number that you've mentioned earlier?
Okay.
Not 80, and at the African
Hold on. Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear it? Make sure y'all can hear. Let me know if y'all can hear her. Can y'all hear her? Could y'all hear her just then? Could y'all hear it? Let me see. Can y'all hear her? Or no? My comment is on the lag. My comments are lagging. Comments are lagging. The chat numbers, the jumping. Y'all know what's going on. They flagging because they want this to be okay. Y'all can hear. All right.
Yes, I am. But may I start with something even more staggering, the number that you've mentioned earlier?
Okay.
Not 80, and at the African Diaspora Network, we don't really just count the sub-Saharan African remittances. Africa is one continent. It includes Egypt and every other northern.
She owns the African Diaspora Network. She controls a whole lot of these videos and stuff that go up on YouTube. They got different tiers to this company that she owns. A big company. I didn't know it was so big. She's in Silicon Valley. The African Diaspora Network. It's a conglomerate of media companies, but they all got African diaspora in it. But she the owner of everything. Okay.
Part of Africa.
Yes.
That collective amount in 2024 was actually $100 billion.
Wow.
In remittances. And let me even give you
what
another staggering.
What you said, Miss Good Arab? What would you say, Miss Good Arab woman, the owner of African Diaspora Network? What you say, Miss Lady?
Includes Egypt and every other northern part of Africa.
Yes.
That collective amount in 2024 was actually $100 billion.
Wow.
In remittances. And let me even give you another staggering number. It is that Africa gets 100 billion in remittances from the diaspora, and 12 billion in USA.
What, Miss Good Arab lady? What you say? Say that one more again, baby, because I knew y'all had got the 2.2 in USA. I knew y'all had got the 2.2 billion in USA, but it sounded like you said y'all had got an additional 12 billion in USA, Miss Lady. Is that what you had said? Let me go play you again.
Let me even give you another staggering number. It is that Africa gets 100 billion in remittances from the diaspora and 12 billion in US aid.
Oh my.
And as you imagine, that is a huge number difference in that the diaspora is highly committed and already investing on the continent. And then, of course, as you said, Nigeria comes number one all the time. I actually was in Lagos, had the opportunity to be there last year. And one of the discussion I had everywhere I go was about the beyond remittances and the incredible resource Nigerians are for their country. Nigerians remit.
See how people lie. See how people lie. This video didn't have but 61 views on it, but you know I'm gonna find it. I don't give a damn if it would have had 1 view on it. I was gonna find it. I gonna find you, Miss Lady. You know I was gonna find you. I found you. I found you, Miss Lady. Your video had it didn't have but 61 views on it when I found it. I'm gonna find y'all every time. See, you ain't think we were gonna never see that, Miss Lady. You ain't think we was gonna ever see you lie. We didn't think you was gonna ever see you. Oh yeah, you told the truth. Let's see, here's where the lie come in at. They got the world thinking that, oh, the Nigerians, they they're the one they sent the big chunk of that 100 billion over. There ain't no fucking Nigerians over here sending that. How they sent it over if they getting paid through USA themselves. Like it's some Nigerians over here with some hell of a money. No, because they getting the wealthiest Nigerian y'all had over here was Simon, Portia, old man. And then he get sent back over because he fucking scamming. I know y'all ain't scammed that damn much money to get sent. If so, then everybody need to be investigated at this point. Yeah, we need to start calling ICE on random Nigerian because Miss Lady just said they sending over billions. Because I know y'all ain't doing I know y'all ain't scamming that much money. She just threw the Nigerians up under the bus. She said, no, they got big scams going on. This is beyond what y'all think. It's beyond the little romantic scams that y'all think. Nah, they skimming credit card. They stealing Bitcoin. They doing all kind of shit. Sending it back over to the motherland. They sending it back over to where the clay is actually orange. Fuck where they got orange clay from. That's crazy. And it's useless. That's wild. The Arab over here eating cheese on the Nigerian. She said they doing big scam, stealing cars, everything. She said they the ones that hacked into the government website, stole everybody's social security numbers. She said she ate the cheese. She said it all. Miss Lady eating the cheese. She is on the African diaspora board with everybody else. Full Arabs on the African diaspora board, and then y'all sit here and use our story as if the African diaspora board are the same bloodline of the people who added soul to America, the people who added culture to America, the people who there would be no American history if it weren't for them. She was in that same swearing in meeting with your hands raised to the sky. As if. But I thank you, Miss Arab lady. Miss Nagish. I never had a problem with a Nagish. Now the Platels, they something a little bit different because they go to killing people in the hospital. That's another story for another day. Now, it should be investigated whether the Nagishas of the world have their own little diaspora pack going on where they slide money out. Look like America is a cesspool for sliding and scamming and taking money out that don't supposed to be taken out in the name of people who do not know that money is being taken out in their name. I do have this petition still going, y'all. I don't know. The media, whoever know media contacts, look, I'm not, to be honest, guys. I don't care if this ever goes to the media, to be honest. I just put my media contact up here because I had to. You know, they make you put it up here. However, This petition, they never sent the petition out. They never sent the petition out. Let's start there. So this is just where we are. At this point, we need more organization. Now that we know what's going on, you got to organize. This African stuff has to be off of our name. These people are planning too much stuff. And I know somebody put on that, well, if it's off of our name, then what happens to our inventions? They know who the bloodline of these. They know who we are. They know who the bloodline of people are. The Africans are already start calling themselves African American. They know they can't trace themselves back to no Babe Ruth. They know they can't trace themselves back to Duke Ellington, Leontine Price. They know they can't trace themselves back to Whitney Houston. You can't trace yourself back to Donny Hathaway. You can't trace yourself back to Henrietta Lacks, Loretta Pleasant. You can't trace yourself back to nobody over here. Bitch, you didn't play in Porgy and Bess. You didn't have nothing to do with nothing over here. We know who had something to do with everything over here. Baby, I'm documenting. Other historians are documenting it. We've been putting this stuff in books for a long time. Ain't no foo-foo, Jollof, nowhere in none of our history. We know who's who. We got videos of who's who. The videos on the internet last forever. So that's nothing that I'm worried about. This group of people who created most of the inventions didn't call themselves African, no way. This African Union set up council to call them African, but they also got mercenaries. So if you are a military veteran, you will have to watch this community for these people. They've been committing crime for a long time. Nobody pressed these men for doing that. These men come after women. They don't go after y'all. They come after women. That's why so many black women got killed by you can go look at it. Just looked like it was an uptick of crime from black men killing black women. But then when you look at the men were not black men. They were Africans. I'm not saying domestic violence don't happen in black relationships, but a lot of that killing, those were African men doing that. Nobody pressed African men about that. Even African men didn't even press themselves about it. That's why I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about being friends with nobody. Because Africans see this shit going on. Y'all know y'all stealing money. Y'all knew it was a PAC aid. Y'all knew it was a diaspora council that was stealing money. Y'all knew about this African Union bullshit. Y'all knew, but y'all was going to keep it quiet. Y'all was going to keep it just as quiet as when the white people came and colonized us and said we wasn't the ones who was over here and they were the fucking real Cherokees. So the Siberians who are supposed to be Native Americans today, they wasn't even the first Native American people to grift. It was the fully white people who came over here, the fully Europeans who came over who tried it first. They were the very first $5 Indians. The Siberians that you see today, they the second set of $5 Indians. They the second set. They ain't even the first set. They're not even the first people that our ancestors had to battle. They're the second set. It was fully white people. Stringy hair, lies. Saying it is I. The darkies, the cinnamon color that they're describing in this book. Sir, where are you, cinnamon? Sir, that's pink skin. No disrespect, because it ain't y'all that's, it is what it is. Whatever's clever. Nobody's taking up for us. Nobody's helping us do. Nobody's helping us figure this shit out for real. Nobody. Everybody's just looking, watching and seeing what's gonna fucking happen next. Nobody else's culture is on the chopping block. If it was Jews, everybody would have ran to their rescue, though. Sign a petition. Sign a petition. Do not give. Do not give. Just sign, because it goes further when you sign versus when you give. We have money back here. We have money back here. They just have not used the money. I don't know why. They just haven't used the money. So, see, look at the change.org email, 2%. 2%. And that's probably from what I sent out. They haven't sent out nothing. Like they're not using the money that's back here. So just when you sign the petition, instead of donating, just click share the link. That's what I have right here. Please share the link instead of donating. Just share the link. Okay. Share the link. And shout out to the big social media, the platforms who are bigger than mine, who are less shadow banned. Shout out to y'all for sharing this. I appreciate this. A lot of people sharing, a lot of people getting a lot of views on it. They get a lot of views on my video of me talking, like, cause look, you know, people might think I'm talking shit, but you just don't understand what's going on the inside. I'm very, very angry about this because of the amount of time that I put in researching, the amount of content, hours and hours upon hours, hundreds of thousands of hours worth of content. Y'all wasn't even on the ocean. There's a whole nother level of content that was deleted offline of me talking about history and just pulling these things out. Like if we don't get reparations, or if more people don't get their land distributed back to them, I'm Katie Kaboom at this point. My family named me Katie Kaboom when I was a kid. They said, that's Katie Kaboom. Don't mess with Katie Kaboom. Y'all know the cartoon. When the little lady Katie goes kaboom. Katie Kaboom don't really like when people start fucking innocent folks over. She don't like it. Katie don't. I don't want to go kaboom on nobody for real. Because see, I'm not gonna be nice to these politicians. I'm gonna talk to them like they mammy talked to them when they got their ass beat on Saturday morning for not cleaning up their bedroom and their bathroom. That's the angle I come with. The belt whooping ass. Belt to ass is me. I am not finna be political. I will never code switch and use my science degree to communicate with any of these flunkies. Why would I? When you know you're doing wrong, why would I be diplomatic with you? For what reason? It's got to be somebody else that can do that. It ain't me. I'm not finna be chummy with you when you just fuck me and my people over. You better hope. My anger level isn't ticked up that day. I'm putting belt to ass. That's me. So, those of you who could be diplomatic, we're going to keep researching. We're going to keep researching this, and we're going to allow you guys to be diplomatic. Now, I know how to talk to people when I'm in front of the media. Of course, I've done that before. I won't be built the ass to the camera because the camera ain't did nothing to me. We're just trying to get the message out. So I don't mind. We probably got program directors on here tonight watching me go off. It doesn't matter. This is for the survival of our people because we're being colonized by Africa currently at the moment. And who the fuck? Who do you think you are? Fufu. Bitch, didn't you just have fabric draped on you the other day? You think now that you can wear a suit that you can colonize people? Like what table? What table did y'all sit at to come up with this plan? You don't need supposed to be in suit. That's not your cultural attire. You sitting there cosplaying. But now that you're in suits and you got your little young goons, your little more crash dummies and all these other crash dummies that y'all use to dismember people. Let me tell you something. I don't know who gave them the confidence to do this shit, but it better be undone. It better be undone. It better be undone. It better be undone. I got too many ancestors over here to play games with these people. I got too much on the line to play games with these people. Only people I play with is the media. That's it. And some of them I couldn't even answer some of the questions that I was asked because I didn't have the information, just like they didn't have the information. Everybody is. We're all dumbfounded at this point. You know, I did tag a whole lot of attorneys in the post this morning that I put up. I have not gotten a whole lot of sleep. I am very grumpy. I am very emotional. I am very angry. So I'm going to continue to tag attorneys, get attorneys' eyes on this matter. You all do the same. Veterans, get your eyes on this matter. And what else we need to do? Look, I need somebody who can build a website. I don't have a whole lot to budget for this, but I will pay you. I need somebody to build a website. It need to be a particular site where we can all come to if anybody can get this done. Because, you know, we do have some people who are good at writing up things. I'm good at writing things too, obviously. I even wrote a bill. I wrote my first bill. And I put it in the American History Volume 2 book. I wrote a whole bill for reparations, guys. All they had to do was copy it. Literally, copy it. I'm a great writer. Actually, I'm a better writer than I am a speaker. It's weird. I'm kind of good at both now because talking and yelling at y'all for the past 6-8 years. A decade, damn near. Yeah, a decade. Anyway, I need somebody who know how to build websites. We'll work out the budget. I'll make sure you get paid. I'll make sure I pay you. But it needs to be kind of like what this African Union got set up. I don't even know what I meant to read. This African Union on one of these sites, guys, there's so many sites. One of these sites, it was talking about the African Union. I don't know whether it was this site. This site is wild, guys. I got to put this in the chat. Let me drop this link in the chat. The military guys, please go through this site. Cause this site is really we need to figure out what the hell they talking about. Let me see, can I post this? We need to figure out what the hell they talking about with this 6 union shit and this Geneva conference stuff. We need to figure this site out for sure. And I'm going to post this site. This is the old African diaspora site where they were sitting here trying to plan what they were going to do. But this is what I'm thinking. I kind of came up with last night. I started writing out like a site map in my notes. I'm thinking we need a website where people can go to get updates on this stuff beyond us yelling and screaming online. That needs to keep going too. That we need to keep pressure on. We need to let people know. We know we're looking at what's going on. Like, we're watching you guys do this. Don't think you're invisible. You're not invisible. You really never was invisible. We just wasn't paying attention to you like we are now. You know, you're very much in the open. You know, your video don't have but 61 views on it, but we synced it tonight. We see y'all. We see you. We see you moving money. Federal authorities will be alerted. Okay? Because y'all moved a large sum of money. That's probably something that the Secret Service need to, when you deal with large sums of money like that, that's the Secret Service. This is something that needs to go up to the Department of Justice. And so with the website, I'm thinking something that displays our culture. We will need a bill written to get reparations. You know, we just need it. We don't have anybody in Congress to work on our behalf, and that's the part that bothers me. So this will have to be an executive order, and who knows Trump? Yeah, he dealing with some Epstein stuff in the white folks right now. I don't know one black person that could go to Trump right now and be like, we need an executive order for reparations quick, because one, we got to pay black veterans to protect us. We have nobody to protect us. In the reparations bill, it ain't just to buy Cadillacs. It's the same mentality that the Freedmen's Bureau had during the Civil War and after the Civil War, when they went to Congress and asked for their own military force. I see why. You need a military force. You need the black veterans. You need to be able to pay them. They don't need to do it for free. You can do it for free to a certain extent out of the love for your community, but you need a budget to pay for protection. Everybody got a budget to pay for protection. Hell, the Africans just stole $80 billion from us. You think they ain't gonna pay all kind of Mossad and Moors and all kind of shit to do anything they want them to do? Be crash dummies? That's exactly what they're gonna do with a part of that budget. That part of that budget is not gonna go to infrastructure. You know how much money they've gotten from America for infrastructure? They've been getting money from America since the 90s for infrastructure. Ain't built near a road yet. Y'all still over there with the dirt on your feet? You still got to flee to America? Your land should be the land of milk and honey, all the money y'all ain't got. America ain't got no money from y'all niggas, man. Y'all still doing the land lease act like this is the world wars. And then using our information as if we're the same people and y'all got a part of us over there in America. So because y'all got our people over there, y'all got to pay us money. That's just how they treating it. That's just how they treating it. Yeah, we're going to have to talk to the congressman. Great idea. I don't think we have any senators that could work on our behalf, that could speak for us. We may have to go to Congress ourselves. That's nothing that I can organize. I probably can figure out how to get it done. If we go into full scale war, me setting up a meeting with Congress will be me going to full scale war. And I got so much to do. I ain't been too long been considered a victim by the Department of Justice for all my Bitcoin and shit being stolen. I got to deal with that on that side. And now it's a whole nother war. And I'm dealing with Mercedes and some whole other stuff. And now y'all just trying to do this right here to us too. And then we'll sit here and be like, well, they're living in such poverty. No. Don't get it twisted. We just got to put money towards fighting y'all. I wish I can keep my money in my pocket. But you need a budget for these things, no matter how we slice the cake. We will need reparations. No matter how you slice the cake. You will need CPNs. You will need people who can actually work on your behalf. CPAs. What is it called? You know what I'm talking about. You do need people who can work on your behalf. RNs. We need all that. Everybody. We need scientists. Because there's a bio war going on as well. But we need a place where we can organize it all. It should be all the letters in a drop-down menu. Whatever letter you think you need. Or RN, or CPA, or a DPT, or whatever. Anything you need, it should be a drop-down menu to get it. If you need a doctor of therapy, you need whatever. We need to organize this shit. We got to. Because us saying we all we got, it's came to pass. It been came to pass a long time ago, but you really can see it in the flesh right now. You know, we have to organize better. It's beyond entertainment. It's beyond just protecting our culture. You know, you always have to protect your culture, but see, they'll make sure they keep our culture out in front to a certain extent. Because if we're just laser focused on the culture, then we'll miss the whole war. We'll miss them sneaking up, doing sneak attacks and all of that. Because we're sitting here fighting, so you can know that we were a part of dandyism, that started with us. We'll be sitting here fighting so that you'll know we literally created the cakewalk. We'll be sitting here fighting so you'll know we created jazz and the blues. We'll be sitting here fighting so you'll know we created country, and you won't even see them sneaking up to put these proteins in your arm. That's going to cause these weird shaped things to happen in your body. And when doctors see these weird shaped things on the scans, they say it's cancer. It's cancer. That's cancer. Hey, see that clot, that blood clotting, that clump of cells? They said that's cancer. They're gonna give you a blood thinner. It's gonna thin it out to a certain extent. The clot said they can't thin out. They're gonna say that's cancer. And guess what? If you're always in fight or flight, just like we discussed, how the state that they try to keep us in, fight or flight, where our blood vessels are always constricted, tight, constricting blood flow, right? Now, what if you were inoculated? Now, what happens if you got a blood clot and then you're already pissed off, you're already mad, angry, emotional, and you got a blood clot, and now your blood vessels are constricted and you got a blood clot? You have no flow to your heart, no flow to your lungs, just because of the state of fight or flight that they try to keep us in on this internet. See, yeah, we better figure this out quick. We better figure this out quick. We better get organized quickly. We better get organized quickly, guys. Let me read the chat. Somebody said, let's talk to Trump. Trump is an ally. I don't know not one person that can get in contact with Trump. I don't know nobody. Or do I? Let me see. It really need to be an attorney, but so many people was talking so much shit about Trump. A lot of people probably told their ass with Trump. I ain't gonna lie. If I was the president, I was here now. See, the thing about black people, we don't know how to be bipartisan. No, I ain't gonna say that's generalized. A lot of people do not know how to be bipartisan. A lot of people do not know how to advocate for themselves with any administration that's coming in. You're supposed to be able to advocate for yourself. It don't matter who's in office. You're supposed to be able to advocate for yourself, and you're supposed to be that type of a diplomat. You're not supposed to get your feelings involved and get emotional on your homeland. Anybody that's put in office on your homeland, you need to be able to have a conversation with everybody. If not, you're going to get fucked over. And if you put a person up front who don't know how to be diplomatic with everybody, then you're still going to get fucked over, because they're going to be leaning too much to one side. You're going to piss that side off because they're over here talking shit about the side, and you're not a YouTuber to be talking shit. You're an attorney. You were sworn in, sir. You at the bar. You're a bar association. Like you can't. Like, you're supposed to protect the rights of citizens. Like, you're not even, you shouldn't even be on one side of the fence. You should be straight down the middle so you could talk to everybody. That's how you get stuff done. And the reason why I was just thinking, well, who do I know that could even talk? Because, boy, so many people just be fighting and windmilling for this blue side. It's like, yeah, we messed up. We messed up. Now y'all messed up because y'all the one that's supposed to be doing this. I'm on the science side and the history side. Yeah, when I get tired of all of it, I go sing opera. I don't fucking sit here and waddle in none of this stuff. You get my blood pressure up too high, and I will be on here singing Deep River. Yeah, I'll be on here singing, and then just know if y'all see me doing that, I'm just trying to get my myself together. Cause you can't be stressed walking around here, man. You can't be stressed. You need to be organized. That's our problem. We are out organized. In our family, our ancestors, when they had their own hospital systems, when they were doing it, they were not out organized. We don't need another flag. We don't need another nickname. We don't need nothing. We need organization. We need organization. We don't need to sit here and argue about the nicknames. We need organization. We need organization. And I mean organization down to when we go to start sending emails out. See, I tagged these people in from the start. From the start, I had the Office of Management and Budget. From the start, I had them on this change.org. I had them up here from the start. Now, y'all told me to add the Supreme Court and the Department of Justice, but these the ones. When I created this on the 7th or the 6th, one of them, 6, I think, I knew we were going to have to go through these people. And what's so crazy, when anybody get money, they go through these people too. Office of Management and Budget. And it's either going to be, we can use the media to get them or both. I'm going to try to get the media, and we're going to have to email them together. Like on the 30th. Everybody need to send this particular email and just bombard them with it. If it's 100 people that send the email out on that day, they're going to see it. That's how organized we need to be as it relates to taking African and changing. They got to change these categories. They got to change these categories because we're being colonized just because this category is on our name. So, yeah. Scotty, I had something to ask you, and you and Indian Engine Radio, I need to talk to you guys. I need to talk to you too. Yes, that's what we need to do as well. Marcus, I'm saying we need a website. I need to see if anybody can build websites. Tell me how much you could do it for. Let me know how much you could do it for. Cause yeah, we do. We need to submit. We need to submit to the Freedom of Information Act in order to get. We need to get actually that breakdown that I read on Friday for where that 80 billion went. That really wasn't an itemized sheet. We need an itemized sheet of that. They need to be able to track everywhere that money went. Because I'm telling you, when I was talking to the program director, they thinking this why those politicians went and became mega millionaires. That's what they're thinking. They thinking this money could be anywhere. Because they're thinking it could be anywhere, and this whole African thing, they are part of it because they're the ones who came in through this Mandela Foundation, which was backed by the Black Caucus, which is up under Department of African Affairs, and that's the pipeline. That's a whole pipeline. And then they sit here and say Black Americans don't have this and don't have that. You are actively taking it from y'all. Y'all are in an active pipeline. Y'all are literally pipelining people over, giving them money, free rent. Like that $170 million, that was paying for rent for those students to come over here and live over here and get trained over here to be politicians, to be whatever. And see, that's the thing. Y'all also get to go to our HBCUs, and a lot of this programming that is supposed to go through our HBCUs, I don't know if it's happening. Maybe we need to tap back in. I don't know. I need to tap back in on my alumni association. I don't know whether we are setting our students up like this. I know when I graduated from college, we didn't have a pipeline into, corporate America. We didn't have a pipeline even into the opera world. We didn't have a pipeline into the science world, business. We just did not have those pipelines. Of course, Howard will have a pipeline when you get into Howard because of how connected it is to the White House. They probably the only HBCU with a pipeline. And then with that pipeline, you got so many Africans coming through Howard. I don't even know how they're getting into Howard. Are there village schools? Do they have the GPA? Or does Howard have a pipeline from Africa to the university? And that's another thing we need to pick out, because if our students can't get in Howard based on GPA, then how are people coming from villages in Africa getting into Howard? How are they coming from villages in Africa getting into any HBCU? You have to have a certain GPA to be accepted into college. Are they getting financial aid? Are they on some kind of scholarship? How are they getting funded? Some of these scholarships, you got to have a certain GPA to get the scholarship. So is this being paid for? Is there a pipeline that's paying for like a village to Howard pipeline? And as crazy as that sounds, as crazy as it sounds, it's got to be true, because even the executive girl for this, she went to Howard. Kamala went to Howard, and she went straight from Canada to Howard. How? What was your Canadian GPA in the fucking 60s, 50? I mean, well, she was in 70s. She was in college in the 70s, right? 70s, 80s. Because she was born in the 50s. So that means, yeah, about the 70s, she was in college. But she moved from Canada to go to Howard. From India to Canada, that's their pipeline. That's the East Indian pipeline. A lot of their pipelines from India to Canada, then down. These are questions that need to be answered. How do you stop some of these pipelines so that our kids can get in? These universities was not built for people who have to come in through Canada or who have to come from a village in Africa. It just was not. It wasn't. It wasn't. So I got some super chats. Let me see. It says drop the petition link. Thank you so much for Roy PhD for the super chat. He's telling me to drop the petition link. Let me drop the link again. Let me drop it. Oh, yes, they probably using the bees they stole from us. Got to be. Thank you for that. Well, thank you, Armand. I appreciate you for the super chat. I thank you so much. Thank you, Kelia, for the super chat. Said tithes and offerings. Thank you so much. Thank you, Susu. I appreciate you. You said dragging it into the light. Got to kicking and screaming. Thank you so much, Chief Basketball, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Roy said, sent Denise the live, and I thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. He sent Denise the live. Let us see it. Funny looking at little girl. You're gonna learn some AAVI today. You already know it. They sit in the mirror, studying AAVI. So they can distort their weird faces to try to look cool talking like us. Thank you for the super chat. Marcus, you want me to check my DM again? Marcus been on it all day, y'all. I've been up since 5 something this morning. Marcus probably sent the first DM to me. What was that, like 7 this morning, Marcus? Maybe 8? I don't know. I could be putting 10 on 2. I know you was one of the first people to just hit me up like, wowzers. Let me see what you saw. He said, read her bio for class. Okay, hold on. Denise Laurent-Mantey. Let me see. She says she's a Jesus girl. Okay. Wife and mommy of 4. Okay, that's how you pay for those kids, with our money. All right. Diplomat, all things Africa. Views are my own. Sitting on panels and all kind of stuff with our money, girl. Not you sitting on panels with our money, girl. Ooh, y'all got some nerve. Y'all got some fucking nerve. Thinking you're cute. You got some fucking nerve, girl. Morning manna prayer walk. You gonna need all that. We gonna see if we get the FBI on your ass. We gotta make sure y'all did right by the money. And then she's pregnant. Oh, I'm so sorry. Is this her that she's pregnant? Is she pregnant? Oh, I don't want to stress you, girl. I done had 2 miscarriages being on this goddamn shit. Oh, I hate to stress you. I don't want that to happen to another woman. I'm glad they stopped birthright citizenship. I'm so glad that's ended. Your baby's gonna be Ghanaian. Sorry, girl. I don't want to stress you. I want to stress another mother to be. You know. You look happy and pregnant. You better make sure y'all did the right thing with this money. Denise. And that ain't your real name either. Because Denise ain't no Ghanaian name. So. Yeah, you glowed up. They done glowed. She glowed up too. Because she was looking funny. She glowed up like she got a BBL. Look like she got a BBL. Somebody just gave me a thumb down. That must be you, Denise. Denise, you in the chat. Time I said somebody BBL. I got a thumbs down. She seen her talk about vengeance and God. And girl, you know you was lying at that mic talking about what the African diaspora done added to fucking America. You know you was sitting there lying, but then you on this stage talking about God and vengeance. How dare you? How dare you talk about God? How dare you even put anything about Jesus or any kind of religious sect on your profile when you stood at that other mic and lied? So if you can stand at one mic and lie, you gonna stand at all the mics and lie. Talking about what y'all added to fucking America in order to get $80 billion. She look like she a preacher. Look like she a full preacher. But got a Cape Town flag day on here. Cape Town flag day. I mean, weird looking too. Their whole faces change. That's the crazy part. Like, a lot of Africans, their whole face change when they get pregnant. They're like their whole face deformed. Like I see, like sometimes, swell up maybe, but they like their eyes deform. Everything deform on their face when they get pregnant. See that, and this why the author said what he had said. This why the author said what he had said. This why the author said what he said when he had said what he said. This why he said it right here. It is chiefly my intention to produce a few of the more strikingly characteristic traits of these people to sustain the position that all the American nations, excepting the Eskimo and the Native American, that's what they are, they're the Eskimo, are of one race. And that this race is peculiar and distinct from all others, and that this race is peculiar and distinct from all others. By all others, he means all of these people here. All of them. Distinct. And then he pointed out brown or cinnamon colored skin. Now, if you didn't have brown or cinnamon colored skin in America, you was definitely not called no colored, because that's where the color come from. Some authors call it copper color. This author call it cinnamon color. Either way, copper and cinnamon the same color. They got the hint of red in it. If you slap me, I will turn red, as dark as I am. If somebody decide they want to take up their hands and slap me, I turn straight red. I literally turn red. Like, I literally blush as dark as I am. I should send her a friend request. Girl, come to my live real quick, whore. Come to my live. That's what I'm about to tell her. I'm about to DM her. Come to my live. Girl, not y'all use that 80 billion to upgrade y'all look for real. Girl, she gonna put the law on me. I'm gonna put the law back on her. She gonna put the law on me, and I'm gonna put the law back on her. She gonna get somebody to investigate, and I'm gonna do the same for you, boo. Let's go law for law, boo. You got to explain. Somebody gonna have to explain this to me. Come on, DM me back, girl, because you online. Because your little box circled. Let me see what she's talking about in her stories. Let's see. She's talking about that 80 billion they stole in her stories. I don't want to hear you play. Girl, I don't want to hear you. Such a powerhouse time. So many questions we cannot get into the session. Oh, she's talking about when she was speaking at the women's empowerment brunch that they probably used the money from the reparations that they got from the niggas in America and probably through this event. Because it was something in that ledger that I read out from Friday about women's business, about all the money that they give to women's business. So she probably got some of that on the back end. Yeah, Miss Man, we need a ledger. Y'all giving away free gifts at the event. Okay. Yeah, we need that, ma'am. I need that about you. I need that about you, ma'am. Look at this. Women's retreat. Crown and overflow. Oh, this made me so mad. Then they using God. Oh my God. This made me so mad. Oh boy. Anyway, guys, let me know who can get a website built for me. I got an idea. Let me see what my heart rate is. I got an idea. Thank you for the super chat, Miss Jane. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the support. The author's name is Samuel George Morton, medical doctor. So it's not just anybody who wrote the book. That's a doctor. You will find it in many government files. It's probably where you'll find the book. If you can't find it, I drop the link. Well, how can I drop the link? I can't drop the link. I'm gonna find. That's what we need, a website. We need a website. Okay. We need a website. Because if we had a website, I could just give y'all some books, actually. I could do it through Hello Plants. I don't want to do it through Hello Plants. I don't want to go that route anymore with Hello Plants. I need to keep that separate because that's my actual business. This is not a business I'm about to form here. This is more like some. We just need to get some shit done real quick. I'm not gonna creating a whole business. I don't have time for that. But if I had a way, I wish I could do it on YouTube, especially for the channel members. Because I got a lot of books and knowledge ain't shit if you keeping it to yourself. That's hoarding. I don't hoard knowledge. Now I do have my own books that I author. I can't get them away. Because I spend too much time researching and I don't reproduce stuff from other books. However, I have used sources from books, old books, and you see some pages from old book in there. Kind of like the family Bible chapter that I have in those books, that came from old family Bibles. I do have a lot of old family Bible sources for, families who can't find people. Marcus, I don't know how to use AI to build a website. I tried that and it came out ass. So I never tried it again. So I hate AI. I really hate it because I don't use it properly. I hate it. And I feel like every time I'm typing something in AI, it's stealing something from me. I don't know what's stealing from me. I don't know what. It's just a figment of my imagination and this thing is taking something from me. Okay, somebody said they can offer help with the website. Okay. Somebody said Discord. Yeah, I have started sending out both of those volumes. I gotta get back to it. I have a lot of books to send out. So I got so much stuff to do. Those are somebody's books back there. They already signed. I just gotta send them out. Or are they signed? I probably put them up there just for decorations because most people books are over there. So 2 or 3 of them are mine. The ones with the little stripe on them mine, but this one, and this one is somebody else's. These 2 are mine. And my blue book is right here. Just scribble scrabble. I made a mistake and sent somebody a copy of my volume 2 that I had wrote so many notes in. I sent it to somebody. I mailed it to somebody on accident. Total accident. Oh, I need that book back too. I don't know. I don't even know who I sent it to. I just know the book gone. But it's volume 2 that had all of my notes in it. All of my notes in it. I am a one-woman army for the most part when it comes to mailing and organizing, but we'll get it done. We're going to get it done. Thank you so much for the super chat, Divine Feminine Energy. You can use Discord to share and converse. Maybe, people have been telling me to use Discord for a long time. I just never got on Discord because it seems like it's a lot. It just seems like it's a lot. Engine Radio, I need to talk to you and Scotty. I don't know how I'm going to do that. But I do need to talk to y'all about something that's concerning this, but it's based on something that y'all put in the conversation the other day. But I'll do that. I'll do that later when we get on that topic. Then I'll single y'all out. I'll single y'all out to ask y'all something. I may come back on here Friday. Hopefully, I'm going to get the ball running on this website before Friday. I will give y'all an update on whether I found somebody just put in the chat that they can help with the site. So I will start having communications about that on Friday. Yeah, I know they're not gonna send it back. That's why, whoever got it is very quiet about it. I already know I was gonna be beating a dead horse to get that book back. So it is what it is. It's just I needed it. But it's okay. My life goes on. That was my mistake. I should have been paying more attention. But anyway, so that's that, guys. Okay, yeah, send me your email. My email is Janice. Y'all know my email, Janice@helloplants.com. I need Scotty and Engine Radio. It's almost a conversation that everybody needs to hear though. But I do need to talk to y'all because I don't know who y'all are behind these profiles. But y'all some fucking smart people. God dang. It's just no telling who we got in this chat. One of y'all could be Eric Weinstein, as far as I know. One of y'all could be Elon Musk. Who knows? I don't know. All I know is motherfuckers is smart. That's all I do know. That's all I do know. Press play. What you said? I've been beginning you for years. Years for what? Somebody said can't gaslight me. Hey Janice, just wondering. Keely, I have no clue. I have no clue. I ain't even gonna lie to you. You can't be far because I already emailed you one time, I thought. So you can't be far down. Like I said, this is not on my bingo card to do. I can't spend much more time, but I'm glad a lot of other people are picking it up. I'm not gonna put it down, baby. Don't even think that. But I do have clients. I have stopped taking clients as well so that I could catch up. I done stopped taking clients. I do have the thing still up on the site, but it's on back order, so I stopped taking clients. Because I'm going to catch up on the clients that I already have. So yeah, I can help. You need a very secure site. Yeah, we damn need somebody to negotiate the site being through the Department of State. I don't understand why we don't have our own section at the Department of State. How is everybody? It's something that I don't know about politics. Clearly, someone said Elon is African Union. I want to put it past Elon. Elon Chinese. I've been told y'all that boy's full Chinaman, ma'am. That nigga just had some surgery. Elon Chinese. Everybody that make his grout is Chinese. They almost took over. See, I knew Trump and Elon didn't like each other from the start. I knew that was fake from the start. I called it out on my live. I did a whole video about it. Chapstick won't come out. I got these things everywhere. I did a whole video about these people don't like each other. This boy is Chinese, and Trump know it. Like I said, it's one of them things where you keep your enemies close. You know, China wanted to bring all that EV stuff in here, and then last week Trump done signed something. He signed something in law to take the land that the Chinese went and got scooped up during COVID. Now they got to get that up. Elon really told his ass because he's supposed to be negotiating on behalf of China. But, you know, you ain't for so long you can fake. Ain't but so long you can fake. Now China got to get that land back up because y'all know y'all weren't supposed to have it in the first place. You niggas not heirs to nobody over here. You did a 99-year lease on somebody's land. We can't fight this stuff in court quick enough. Yeah, they are all against us. They say we are minors and need trustees. That's why we don't have a seat. I wonder where did they get that idea from? Where did they? Now, who gave you that idea? Who gave you that indication? Were we not raised in great American cities? Not you could put a liquor store in our community and we can manage that, but we can't manage a seat at the table when all of you niggas are villagers. Not one of you were raised in a royal palace anywhere. These people who are sitting at these tables wasn't even raised in regular homes. Guys, you guys didn't even have vinyl siding on your home, let alone bricks. But you're going to sit here and speak on our behalf and say who is a prisoner of war. and who need to repatriate. Whore, have you lost your mind? Have you lost your mind? We have graveyards over here older than the slave trade story. It's literally still to this day, still standing. I can walk in one right now in Rex, Georgia, and show you dates from the 1600s on graves. How can somebody sit here and tell me where I'm from? And I've never seen the African date their genealogy back to the 1800s, let alone the 1700s or the 1600s. I can show you family Bible right now from the 1400s, Negroes in America. And another thing we need to point out, I got a bedtime story to read for y'all. I probably won't read it tonight because we done went over so much tonight. But I do have a bedtime story to read for y'all. It's a real good one. It's a real, real good one. It's about the royal family. It's something in the royal family that we need to point out since everybody trying to figure out who's who and all this kind of stuff. The royal family got a weird way of naming themselves. They take up a new name as they become kings and queens. Their names are never Elizabeth or they're never George. They just get to choose whether they want to be an Elizabeth or George or Frederick. They get to choose those names, And then there's some more titles that goes with some of these names. And some of these titles on the royal names are titles like Jones and Bennett. And I think it's strange. I think it's something we need to unpack on here. It's just as strange as the royal family laying claims to Disney World and saying that they're going to own Disney World until the last heir of the royal family dies. They knew that was Indian territory. They knew that was Indian land and good black folk they took that land from. Files still exist. Good thing about the state of Florida, they do have land patents. They've always had it in that area over there, up in that part of Florida. In all parts of Florida was very dark. Very dark. It's very much giving brown and cinnamon skinned people. I don't know how the royal family is. They're not brown and cinnamon today. They have to show me some cinnamon people at this point. It wasn't nothing white too much moving in Florida without getting off. That's how we know the Spaniards never had it. They just had it on the map. And these same people, these are the same people that are saying that we can't handle our own affairs today when we was burying y'all people as y'all was sending them over here. See, that's our problem. We had stopped studying war because we had started singing gospel. And we had stopped studying war and we laid down our burden. That's a weapon. We laid down our burden by the riverside because we thought that they was cool. We thought that y'all was going to stop sending people. We thought y'all was going to stop sending hitmen and all that. We thought we was cool, We didn't know y'all was going to move the goalposts and another nation was going to jump in and start acting weird towards us. Now everybody taking turns want to colonize. Now it's the Africans' turn to colonize. Y'all like y'all goddamn rabbit ass mind. I wish can you imagine an African military coming in our cities here in America and telling us, all right, get on this semi truck, load on the back of these semi trucks. We finna take y'all back to Africa. I ain't gonna let no blackface nothing tell me no shit about going nowhere. How about that? No blackface, no white face, no Arab face is not gonna tell me no motherfucking where to go. And I don't do crimes, so it ain't even gonna be law enforcement to tell me nowhere to go. I don't do crimes. I'm not a criminal. And I'm definitely not repatriating to no motherfucking Africa. You crazy? You take your semi truck, get that shit out of my neighborhood before we start shooting in this bitch. Get y'all goofy ass back in them vehicles. Get the fuck before we start shooting. Because both of my neighbors Marines, all of us got it. All of us got it on us. All of us keep it. All of us keep it on. And then you got the nerve to be musty sitting up at the UN type because you know them Arabs. No shade. No shade. Now, they say the people in Dubai is musty. You know, because you got a lot of Americans going to Dubai. As rich and ritzy as it look, they said them people over there is musty. Musty. Now, y'all live in lavish and still musty. So that's a part of your culture. That's part of your culture. That's what you add to the conversation as it relates to culture. Must. And so I'm not finna be sandwiched between these two niggas at the no UN conference, no UN security conference, no Geneva. I don't want to sit up there. So that's what I'm saying. It's more people will have to be diplomatic. I would never want to sit at these conferences. I would want to have an input on how it's going, but I don't want to fucking. There's a lot of these people musty. They don't have the hygiene that we have, guys. And the only way they learn it is coming to be amongst us. Africans was just stinking before they came over here and started learning how to bathe properly. They came and feminized themselves based on black women. Be ye not deceived. You don't get it twisted now. They look at them 10 years ago. And look at them now. That's because we do self-care routines online and people just copy it and pretend like, oh, this is a part of our culture. See, we got an African net. Girl, stop. We've been bathing with them sponges since I was a little girl in the fucking 80s. Stop. Y'all didn't have hygiene like that bathing outside. You was not doing no 10-step self-care routine out the fucking side. Stop it. I am tired of these people, clearly, guys. I would joke these people to hell. I ain't finna sit here and play with these people. Bitch, you wasn't doing no 5-care self-care routine. You would put that makeup on like that. No, baby girl. Stop. Shh. If anybody can't handle their affairs, it's them. There's no way they're sitting here talking about we can't handle our affairs. I'm sorry. What? I never left my homeland, never fled. My family members been in the same city for over 200 years, literally. And in the same area for longer than that. Same area, South Georgia. Records date back literally to the 1700s. Stop playing with us. We don't have to flee. I came up here to Atlanta to work. I came for school actually to work on my doctorate. And then I just stayed up here to continue working. Baby, I'm not far from home. I'm 2 hours away. I'm 2 hours and 30 minutes away from my homeland. From Georgia, born, bred. Many generations in Georgia. My last name started in Georgia. I don't want nobody is playing in my motherfucking face. Nobody. And the ones who attempted to play in my face that time when I was getting those death threats, they learned not to play no more. So if it's a new set they want to try out, look, I'm sending your ass straight to the government. I'm not going to sit here and play with y'all. We got law enforcement who get paid to play with y'all. I'm not going to play with you. I'm sending your ass straight to the government. Straight. Government! I found you one. I'm calling ICE. Load that nigga up. Fly his ass to Sudan. Or wherever y'all done made. Wherever these people supposed to go. Take them on. I'm not going to sit here and keep playing with these people. These people are stealing. Somebody said, hey. Hello, same as mine, back to the 18th century, even further. Yeah, we're in the same city. Don't sit here and play with me. Stop. Don't sit here and play. You clearly not talking to me, Tiffany Bowie. I could tell you're not well traveled. Are you referring to me or somebody in the chat? Baby, are you referring to me or somebody in the chat? Baby, I done sung opera all over this place. You probably be able to find me singing in Austria. I used to speak all over this place. You can't be talking to me. Well traveled. Are you? Yeah, you can't be talking to me. See, you let shit get you twisted. You let how I talk on the fucking YouTube get shit twisted, and that's what I want. That's what I want, because a lot of people get it fucked up when they hear you talking in AAV, the African American vernacular. When they hear that, they think, "Oh, you're not well traveled." How much egg will be on your face? You can go look at my Facebook profile and see that, and debunk your own fucking lie, Tiffany Bowaki, wherever the fuck you're from. Get the fuck out of my chat, girl, before I get to reading. Cause bitch, you know I got time. You know I got time. Boac. It's giving Ghanaian. It's giving Ghanaian. It's giving you came in here to take up for this girl, and y'all better find out where the fuck that money went. That's what it's giving. You better go and talk to your girl, and y'all find out where the fuck that money went. That's what you can do, Tiffany. And keep motherfucking playing, girl. I been fucking went to your profile, and we been put your real motherfucking name in this chat, your real Ghanaian name in this chat. Cause if with the last name like Bayoki, I know your first name ain't Tiffany. So you can start right there, Bayoki. You done said the wrong thing, bitch. I've been a bit went on your profile. Cause I can look at your facial features and tell where you're from. Don't make me call ICE. I will do it. See, and that's what you do. You come on here. You don't have to be you don't have to code switch for YouTube, because when you start code switching and when you talk like they think they want you to talk, then too many ears start listening. People be listening who I don't want to listen. No. They want me to talk like Candace Owens so bad so that they can come listen. No. I'm going to talk like this. Like I've been talking. It hurts your ears. So get the fuck. Yeah, her real name. You know it's something long and dumb. Bitch, what does your name mean? The flower of Africa? You mean them niggas named you a whole sentence? Child, please. You're gonna find them somebody to play with. Where the money at, bitch? That's what y'all need to find out. Cause we getting the laws involved. And either y'all come clean or them law enforcement agents will come clean. ICE will come clean for you. So y'all shouldn't have seen and blame the nigga from Essence. Cause if it wasn't for him, we would have never found out all this. I would have never even went prying. I would have never went meddling. Thank the nigga from Essence. Thank whoever made the Jollof and Jambalaya flyer. Thank whoever did that. Go thank them niggas and stay out my chat. Go thank who you need to thank. Then stay out my chat. Cause I'm gonna reach. This is not a safe space. Bitch, this is not a safe space. It's never been. This is not a safe space. You think you're gonna come over here and get respect? You're not. I'm gonna read. And you're doubly not gonna get respect because you saw your fellow countrymen over here bullshitting and stealing money. And you said nothing, Tiffany. You said nothing. But Boyoke, you didn't say a motherfucking word. And then you're gonna come in my chat, talk about well traveled. You can go to my profile, see all those vacation pics and pics of me at work in other countries. Stop it. Yeah, you thank the scammers from Essence. Yeah, y'all might really be having the Essence Festival and making your dreams come true in Nigeria. You might have to move that shit to Nigeria because it's not making no more money in America. That's a wrap. That's over. That ship has sailed. And I don't want to hear a motherfucking word about why Black Americans didn't buy it. Why Black Americans didn't buy it. The word that I want to hear is how did the nigga get a chance to buy it? That's what we want to hear. Because I remember one time when we actually boycotted Shea Moisture. I remember that. We boycotted Shea Moisture back in the day because it got sold to a white company. And then the nigga from Africa ended up being the owner of Sundial. How? Who the fuck he got money from to do that? There was no public bids on these. There was no public bids on this. Who gave him the money? Who gave him the money to buy Essence? We didn't see a public bid go out for the sale of Essence magazine. Nobody saw that. Niggas would have pulled money together to buy that. You know how many black people over here with money that would have bought that? We wouldn't have let Essence fail. No, that was an inside job. That's an inside deal. And thank y'all for coming out thinking you know more than you actually know. Thank you for coming out posturing like you really had clout over here because y'all just stole $80 billion. Even with the $80 billion you just stole, you still don't have clout. You don't even know how many of us over here in America that'd be on your ass like white on rice. See, you might have the money to do shit. You don't know how much money nobody else got. You don't have the power. That's the part you're missing. They don't have the power. So when y'all move Essence Festival over there to Africa, just name it the Jollof Festival. This motherfucker said that that the Essence Festival, he went on the Breakfast Club and said Essence Festival was the only black festival in America. Nigga, are you dumb? Not only is it not the only festival, it's not even the biggest. We love Essence Festival because it was black owned, black made, black hands created it. That's why we love it. It's not the only festival in Atlanta. It's not only festival in America. Atlanta is full of festivals. We have the One Music Fest here in Atlanta. It's way bigger than the Essence Festival. And it's a 2-day festival. We have the Jazz Festival here. It's so many people out at the Jazz Festival, you can't even count the people. Shit, it's probably 300,000 people at the Jazz Festival. That's also black. Just like the One Music Fest is black. Shit, we got the Dogwood Festival here. The Dogwood Festival probably bigger than the Essence Festival. You gonna get your African ass on fucking Breakfast Club talk about the Essence Festival is the only black festival. Shut the fuck up. These niggas are not well researched. Why Tiffany Biyoki Unfufu was in my chat talking about well traveled. You niggas not even well researched, let alone travel. I tell you what, y'all could travel y'all ass back over to Africa. That way you could travel to. You could travel back to your homeland. Biyok. Now, who else want to fuck with Hollywood Code? Yeah, not to mention the Black Rodeos. Hell, we got trail rides. What is wrong with these people? They really think they be over here doing something. It's crazy. They had a trail ride in Mississippi. That bitch had every bit of 100,000 people out there. And people was actually riding horses. Motherfuckers is really, they think it ain't a lot of us here. That's what they think. It's got to be what they think. It's got to be. It's got to be. It's got to be. I don't know, guys. I think that you get it, Jamie. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all understand me. We're part of the same tribe. We're part of the same tribe. Yeah, you got to. This summer, they just had one big one here in Atlanta last weekend. I didn't get to go, but a lot of my friends went. I love y'all so much. Marcus said, thank you for the super chat. Marcus said, they done woke up a sleeping giant. Rico, the African Union. African Union, Rico, come y'all way, boy. Sorry, not sorry. You niggas been stealing. Y'all been stealing and y'all been killing. And see, that's the thing. See, if that nigga from the Essence wouldn't have never said nothing, we wouldn't have never even pointed out the African Union with nothing. Now people doing deep dives on the African Union. Now y'all need to be fully investigated. How many have y'all killed anybody? Y'all ain't killed nobody, have you? I'm just saying, the investigations have already started. I'm just saying. And you know niggas will love to investigate a group of fucking Africans. We already think y'all scammers. Didn't the African just scam President Trump not long ago? Hold on, let me see. Let me Google this real quick, because I think I heard something about that. Let me see. African scam President Trump. Yep. I knew I wasn't tripping. I knew I wasn't tripping. Look. You know the government already on y'all. Y'all need to just stay out of our chat talking shit. This July 7th. I knew I had heard something about it. Trump and a fan scam. $250,000 by Lagos-based scammer. That's Nigerian, ain't it? Nigerian giants. Yeah, this happened 1 week ago. Mm-hmm. Damn, I want to accept it, but I got to. Mm-hmm. Nigerian scammer posing as Trump ally Steve Wickoff stole $250,000 in crypto from one political donor. Hey, y'all motherfuckers probably the one that stole my crypto. I can't wait to get the findings back. Look at that. The FBI was able to recover $40,300, which is now seeking to return to the victim. These niggas upgraded their scams, y'all. $250,000. These niggas big time scammers. Look at this, another scam. Scammer sent fake Trump inauguration. Oh, this is the same one. Everybody missed this. I knew I had heard something about it. The white people talk about it on their channel. You know, they put all the niggas in one category, though. So when y'all motherfuckers get over here and get the fucking scamming, it just look like we one black goddamn conglomerate. And we're not. These the giants of Africa. Giant fucking scammers. And they're gonna try to make us the sixth version of the union. You don't get that shit out of here. Get that shit out of here. Donald Trump reacts to Yahoo Boys scam. Oh, that's what they named the Yahoo Boys? Goofy ass name. Goofy ass. Y'all heard about this? We just look like one big nigga. Nah, it's a difference. Remember, they said we was different. They said we came over here on a boat. That they haven't found the boats yet, though, but they're certain that we came over here on the boats and they flew. Mm-hmm. No, the real difference is we was raised in homes and we got to take a shower, and y'all was raised in village and y'all had to take a whole bath outside. That's the difference. Call a spade, and let's stop pussyfooting and beat around the bush. You had to take them young whole baths outside. You had to take a wash off. You had to fetch a pail of water and take a wash off. Mm-hmm. Scammers. Just scamming. These niggas ain't gonna never stop scamming. They gonna never stop scamming. That not because he did that scam. Trump finna deport so many Nigerians. Boy, y'all niggas might well pack that fufu up. That last little cup of rice y'all niggas got left. Pack all that shit up. Because between Trump and y'all pissing us off, the amount of calls that ICE is getting for y'all niggas, the amount of calls that ICE is getting, you niggas might well pack all that shit up. Pack that bassinet up and that bastard child. Pack all that damn baby clothes and that formula and get the fuck. Get on. Cause y'all don't know how to act. Y'all didn't wipe y'all goddamn feet when y'all came in our house. Let them Arabs talk y'all into doing bullshit. Talk about we the sixth region. Sixth region? Well, y'all they got life messed up. ICE getting the influx of calls and then look. I'm calling some of these content creators too. Fuck it. Cause some of y'all houses too fucking big. I don't know how y'all got that money to get that house. I ain't no telling how y'all got that money. I know you ain't get it on no honest way because you use it after you're a lying scammer. It's giving PPP uncaught, undetected. And I'm just gonna make sure the detectives detect it. Bitch, I had to work hard for every little penny I've ever got. You don't get to come over here and scam and get a bigger house than me. Fuck that. I was gonna let y'all slide. I ain't let shit slide no more. Yeah, you think. Goddamn raised in a village you didn't even have running water, didn't have no computer, had to damn do your homework by moonlight. And you think you finna come in somebody chat talking shit? These niggas named the Yahoo Boys. Who thought of that? Who said, you know what? Let's name myself the Yahoo Boys. Goofy. I hope somebody's out, L.I. Well, it don't look like we got too many. Somebody gonna have to listen to this because this is the scam. Like, and I think Trump would love to hear this. I know if the media guy didn't know about it, I know Trump and them can't know. Well, he had to know. He had to know because he the one that ended it. He had to know. Because had he not ended it, they would have still been getting payouts. Because I think they had automated the payouts. Biden did something very strange when he was in office. And that's probably what, I don't know. I don't know why they took that USA site down. I would love to have that back up. Because we was really getting the butter from the duck. When that USA website was up, we was really getting the butter from the duck. We really got to see who was getting what money. And I could tell you one thing for certain, two things for sure. It wasn't a whole lot of Black Americans in there getting nothing. And that's the part that bothers me. And I'm still mad because Nigerians get their doctorate for free. In order for me to finish my doctorate, I got to find a scholarship or something. I got to do an OnlyFans and put my feet on there to pay for my school, and y'all got school for free. In my land, on my land now. That's what gets me. That is what gets me. Anyway, I done held y'all hostage long enough. I love y'all. We got work to do. We're gonna have a website committee. Okay, we're gonna have a website committee. We're gonna have a veteran affairs. We're gonna have a science and tech committee. We're gonna have a culture committee. We're gonna really put this together. And it's gonna be Operation Warp Speed. Okay, it's gonna be very fast. It's gonna be very quick. It's gonna be fast and quick. You know, and I might even move. I don't know. I just have to keep the records on whatever my opposite server because I don't got time for no hacks because it's gonna be probably a lot of traffic to this website. I don't know. We might need to see who at the Department of State. Come on, just be honest. Somebody in here work at the Department of State. Anybody want to be honest? Y'all can email me and tell me whether you work for we need somebody who work for the Department of State. It might be somebody in here who work for the Department of State. We need to be able to get a website through the Department of State. I mean, backed by the Department of State, so that it can be unhackable. Because how these Umfunfus got one through the Department of State? How did they get that? How did they get that? That's what I'm trying to see. How the fuck were they able to do that? Did they pay money to get on the server or something? Like I said, there's something about politics that I clearly don't know. It's somebody I don't know. Is the Africans paying reparations for selling people if they can't find the slave ships? That's what it looked like. It looked like somebody got paid. It looked like somebody got paid to come over here and do some crimes. That's what it looked like. They look like payments for crimes. Let's see, they just got the women. They got their weird looking women out in front, so it won't look like there's payment for crime. How much money went to mercenaries? How much of that 80 billion went to mercenaries? That's what I want to know. How many of those guys are mercenaries, and how many of them were American military vets? Got their citizenship through the military and then got mercenary contracts. Went in the military and got trained by our military in combat, and then start taking African dollars to be mercenaries on our land. That's what our veterans need to figure out, because it's a lot of them over here. It's a heap of them over here. Like I said, I was sent a video one today that they're willing to die behind this Pan-African shit, and said it like crazy. I don't get it. I don't get how anybody can be like, let's do this group of people wrong and then be pissed off no matter how they react. Let's do this. Let's fuck this group of people over and then be pissed off at their response. Wow. You see, we just got fucked over. And then because you're mad at our response, you want to do some bullshit harm to somebody? I don't get it. Yes, identity theft is a federal crime. They use our identity in order to get money, in order to scam the government. So I'll be back on here Friday. See, I got my science guys. I'm bringing some people from Facebook. I got a lot of science people on Facebook. We gotta have legal. Gotta have legal. You know, gotta have legal. We gotta get this together quick. Just be brainstorming, be thinking. If you know any large content creators that's on this same wave that we need to get out of this, please send this video to them. Share the video link to them. Like I said, some bigger content creators that's not shadow banned like me can get the word out a little bit quicker. And also keep your eye on the swivel, because a lot of people are going to start arguing about these nicknames, these FBAs, these ADOS. Don't fall into that. I'm telling you, if you have identified with one of these African American ADOS, a DOS, or FBA, do not get involved in these fucking arguments. Only thing you need to know is your grandparents are from here. That's the only thing you need to, because it's too many attacks coming from too many different ways. You don't have time to argue. You don't have time. We already pointed out the facts of who's who did what. All you need to know is that it's some fishy going on. That's all you need to know. Something fishy happened. That's all we need to know. Your enemy is right in your face. They are right up on us like this. Like we finna try to figure out a way to repatriate y'all back to Africa. And we got 2 UN security seats and an invite to the Geneva conference as you. We don't have time to fight over no motherfucking nickname. The only name we need to fight to get off our back is this African American shit. I'm sorry. A lot of our family, everybody got tricked into calling themselves African American. It is what it is. People got tricked in because that's what they put on the census for us to, that's what they put on the census. Everybody got tricked into that. So you can't feel no type of way that people got tricked into it. That's what they've been calling us. We just got to reverse it. We just got to reverse it. We just got to reverse it, guys. We don't got time to get mad at people. We just don't. We just don't. And just believe me when I say you need as much unity as you can get. UNITY. That's what you need right now. Just anytime you want to fucking argue with somebody about some ADOS, FBA, African American, stop calling yourself African American. Just unity. Just keep moving on. Let those of us who talk shit online, and that's it. You know, you make your videos talking what you need to do, and you back off, and we got to keep planning. This got to come off our name, period. And we can use this in order to get it done. Who knew this would blow up like this? See, when we planned on getting it done at first, we didn't even have all of this. We didn't even have 80 billion theft. We didn't have 80 billion theft claim. Thank you, Mr. Essence Man. The nigga just gave us an alley-oop and didn't even mean it. They just stole 80 billion plus from the government using our name. So this name needs to come off the census where nobody can check it ever again. It's associated with too much theft and crime. Unbeknownst to us, foreign theft and crime. Foreigners, full foreigners. Those weren't Black Americans. Those weren't Negroes, coloreds. That was the other category that came here in the name of these people. And this category right here, you can take that all the way off. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, I love y'all so much. I will see y'all on Friday. Email me, Janice at helloplants.com. And for my clients, don't worry, I'm back on it tomorrow. I'm back on emailing y'all tomorrow. And if I have any breaking news as it relates to this, I'll be back tomorrow to let y'all know if I have any breaking news, because I'm not going to start researching. And now that the ball is rolling, the research is coming from multiple areas. You know, shit, the news might find something. The news might find something else. And they might keep your eye out for a story. I haven't said, I haven't did no formal interview that's going to be on the news or nothing like that. We was just trying to figure it out, but just never know. The news might reach out to some of y'all because they was reading the comments. Ain't no telling who. We may find even more news outlets to cover this story. They may already be looking to cover it. Who knows? We don't know how big this is gonna go. All we know is we need justice, and we need it now. We need justice right now. Amen. Amen. I love y'all. Good night. Share the live with a friend, and I will see y'all later.